good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right, doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Subaru of Gwinnett. You'll love the difference. The Morning Xtra, only on Xtra 106.3.
Morning, y'all. It is the calm before the storm. The Neil Bort storm comes storming into the studio for a solid hour.
Feels like a soft opening is what we're doing.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
this first hour.
4-hour club. I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
We're going to navigate this very slowly, and then things ramp up.
Yes.
And as you can tell, there's the gift.
Oh, I see it.
I didn't even put a bow. It'll just make it really weird.
No, it's even better. It's even better no bow.
It was really hard to explain this to my wife, by the way. My wife calls me yesterday morning. She said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm stopping by Costco."
What for? What do we need?
I'm buying underwear for Neil Bortz.
She's like, "Do what?"
She's like, "The radio legend?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "Well, why?" And then like kind of seeped in a little bit, and then she started laughing. She's like, "Yeah,
it's a good idea.
Sounds like a great idea."
I don't know why I didn't think of it.
I mean, getting another grown-ass man underwear as a gift, it's kind of funny.
XLs. And here's the other thing.
You know, as election season comes up with the midterms and everything, if we get any of these people running for office, when they could, this just needs to be a new tradition on the Morning Xtra.
You come on in, you get drawers.
That's right.
Derek Dooley.
Here, buddy.
Hey, welcome in, Derek. Here you go.
Here, got you some underwear. Can you imagine this?
Like I can always imagine that it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's like, "What do I do with men's underwear?" I'm like, why not?
You got somebody you can give to? Why don't you try them on? They fit nice.
Listen, they're real comfortable.
You don't know.
There's no flap.
That's right. No flap. There's no need for flap.
I'm telling you, my wife ended up, because I brought the package home, and she kind of did the whole, touch, she's like, "Oh, it's in the package." And she goes, "Man, those are really comfortable." And I was like, "Yes, exactly." Like, this is love.
Yeah, that's what we do. We just give gifts. We're kind. We're welcoming. And wonderful is what we are. And you make it wonderful just by being here.
I do wonder if today is the day where most of our audience and most of, at least the people that are in our building, if they actually leave extra on the entire time.
Gosh,
because the sales staff, they love Neil.
Yeah, so love Neil.
But they always flip over to the other station that doesn't do as well.
Yeah.
And so, now they gotta figure out what they're gonna do in the morning.
He's speaking truth.
Yeah, I'm not in the principal's office every week.
That's right. Being told how I'm getting it wrong.
I mean, if you want to know who keeps giving away tickets, it's not us.
That's right. We give away underwear.
Yeah, I actually had to buy it. The other station's like, "Let's bribe you."
That's right. Oh God, I love it. I just can't wait to see Neil's face. So.
Do you think what's the over/under Hawaiian shirt or something along the lines?
I'm taking the over on that one.
Okay,
because every time I've ever seen him, he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
He's always got the comfy Hawaiian shirt.
Maybe today he'll mix it up.
I wore a collar today.
I noticed.
He a flip flops guy?
Yeah, I mean, it's pouring. I don't know.
I never paid attention to that, to be honest.
I can see him being a flip-flops guy. I mean,
Maybe
Florida.
So. No wonder.
Just bring the vibe with you everywhere you go.
Jerry's looking at man's feet.
Yeah, well, look.
You tell a lot by somebody's shoes.
What do you got going on down there?
Exactly. Are those well kept? Are those well manicured? Those look. Good Lord. They've been through a wood chipper.
Do you have an OnlyFans?
That's right. Because Kimmer might want to check it out. Bella's gone.
Exactly. Poor Bella. Bella's out the door, so Kimmer needs to move on to another session.
That's right. And it's Neil's feet and his sandals, his flip-flops, and his Jesus sandals, whatever it is that he's wearing. So, yeah, it'll be fun. I can't wait to see Neil's face. He's going to Uber over here. And he said in his email, hit about 6:45 on the air at 7. He said, please have coffee. So, okay, man, we got a Keurig machine back there, man. You just throw a little pod right in there. You're going to be in good shape. So,
well, he's getting more than coffee.
Well, no, that's the low bar. That's just what he asked for. He didn't know what he didn't know.
We also got you panties. You're gonna love it.
Hey, dude, you have to enunciate the T, panties.
Yes, the panties.
Because it makes it much more awkward and weird and maybe even gross.
Like, I don't know how to explain this to people when, like, I thought about, jumping on to good old X and basically, promoting, hey, 7 o'clock, we got Boris in for an hour. There's another party that's like, and make sure you're here right at the top of the hour because we're going to give him this.
Yeah, we're going to open the show, open the 7 o'clock hour, handing the man.
And Tug,
sliding it over.
For anybody who wants to know out there, Tug was like, should we do it at the end? And I was like, no, let's start. Let's start right off.
I didn't know if you wanted to save it, and just make the last second awkward. It might as well it's coming out of the gate.
No, let's come out of the gate.
No, it's the best idea for sure. I think it's great. And I can't wait to... I can't wait for it to all come down. You'll be here. Thank you.
He's going to go to the principal's office as soon as he's done.
Can you imagine when he walks out of our studio, like we'll say 8:01, he walks out of the studio. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it. He's got his underwear in his hand. And he walks straight over to the corner office.
He's going to talk to David Dickey, our owner.
Yeah. And Dave's going to be like, what you got there, Neil? What you holding in your hand?
Well, they bought me underwear.
And Dave's going to be, hang on. They did what?
There's no flap.
Why they give you underwear?
Because.
Did you need some?
did you say something?
Yes. Someone was this in a segment to get brought up?
One of the weeklies? Were you talking about things have gotten tough?
Nope. Just they handed me underwear, and that's just the way it is. So so that's what you got to look forward to here in.
Yeah, so be here 7 o'clock, 7:03.
About 53 minutes or so. It seems that the Democrats are going crazy. There's so many places we can go with Democrats going crazy this morning. But you got the clowns in Texas going from Texas. They're leaving Austin or have left Austin.
Man, they're not kidding around with that one.
No, they're going to Illinois, the most gerrymandered state in the world, according to Princeton University.
Illinois and New York, where they are fighting for democracy.
Yeah, that's right. And it's so funny when you hear Gavin Newsom talk about redistricting and New York talk about redistricting, and you're like, hang on. I thought you ain't supposed to do that. So you're going to raise hell about Texas and Florida doing it, but you're doing it too, and then you're going to yell about it?
One of the points that I was laughing about yesterday, because, again, I don't keep up, with New York State politics.
Not me either, man.
So, we all remember Adam Kinzinger.
Oh,
and he's all over the place. And as a former Republican, Adam Kinzinger makes it a point to always side with the Democrats, and that's what he does. Do you recognize this is a guy that when the state of New York had the Republicans pick up 4 seats, they redistricted, and immediately his seat was gone? Now, they did this did they do this in 1995? Did they do this in 1998? No, they did this in 2024.
Yes.
All right, so they just did it.
Yeah, but they're ready to do it again. Because of
2022 gains, they were like, 2024, we got to get rid of these people.
Yeah.
So don't tell me about, with Kathy Hochul, like, well, it's war. I'm like, what? You already did it. You're already gerrymandered.
But don't you love that they call it war when they're raising?
You don't have any war.
Yeah. What war? What are you talking about? It's not like New York is going to flip blue or red anytime soon. You've already gerrymandered it every which way but Sunday. That's the thing that drives me up the wall about all of this conversation, because it seems so pointless. They've already done it. And then And then the
same thing
irony,
as California.
And then the irony of leaving Texas to go to what Princeton University calls the most gerrymandered state in the world, in the country. That's the thing that you can't escape that. It just looks so stupid on the surface when you're going, Hank, you're going to fight redistricting by going to a place that gerrymandered worse than any other state in America. How do you justify that in your head? Like when because remember when they did it in 2021 when they bailed out? They're taking pictures, taking pictures on the airplane or bus or whatever it was they took. And they had their Natty Light. They're making a big party out of it. This is fun times, man. We're doing this at the expense of the people of Texas, but we're having a good time.
Well, and this is what's different because it feels like it just happened a few years ago. And Greg Abbott now has enrolled the Texas Rangers involved in this.
Enrolled is such a good word.
They're not kidding around.
No, I know. He said
you got till 1 o'clock to get your butt back here. If you do not, here's the consequences. And
when you do actually get back.
And this is very clear when it comes to the Texas State Legislature. If you are not back, according to their own rules, he can replace you.
You're abandoning your position, and he can replace you. And I hope he replaces every one of them with Republicans. I don't know what the law is. I don't know if you can do that. But I hope that's it. And there won't even be a need to redistrict anymore because we just replaced all of them.
I mean, and how wonderful. The idea that the state of Texas is going to pick up the slack so that you're going to end up getting 5 additional House seats. You have somebody like Jasmine Crockett who can't stop complaining about the fact that she's about to lose her seat. Again, she's at one of the weirdest, most gerrymandered seats in all of North Texas. It's like when I told you last week, I'm like, she's done. She's losing her seat.
Yeah, she's out of there.
All it was let's make a district where it's representative of the entire area.
Imagine that.
I mean, if I told you, and this doesn't mean anything to this audience, if I told you, hey, I'm going to create a district that goes right from Fort Worth down 183 all the way to Dallas. Okay, there's 2 things I'm going to get. I'm going to get suburban white people and strippers. Okay, those are the 2 areas I have to win because that's the whole area of Dallas where that goes on. Jasmine Crockett's not winning that one.
Can you imagine part of your your mailers? Hey, white people. Hey, strippers.
I'm $100 bill on one side.
I'm heading over to Gators, and we're going to go ahead and do the campaign kickoff. Again, I know this doesn't mean a whole lot to the audience, but that's the craziness where they draw these really wild lines and just go, all right, now I got a particular area, and this one is going to service me.
I'm with Dre on this one. The mailer looks like a $1 bill. Stuff this in your back pocket and take it to the polling place. It's so good.
Now coming to the campaign, candy.
That's right. She's come to the main stage. It's so good, so good. So it'll be funny to see how this thing shakes out and see what they're actually able to do. Because I would love to see somebody get arrested because it would be funny and watch the meltdown. Watch people like Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, absolutely. Just see them get super, super mad and see what happens. Because they all have TDS and they can't function without getting their dopamine, their release.
They need that little extra energy.
And there are benefits to Donald Trump. TDS actually provides a benefit to Donald Trump, Trump's base. And those who may be new to voting for Donald Trump, they see every day, the media just unhinged with TDS. And they go, man, these people are absolutely nuts. Listen to this.
I don't believe there's a cure for this Trump derangement syndrome. And I believe, most of all, that Donald Trump benefits so much from Trump derangement syndrome. So much. And that's the ultimate irony of the media's Trump derangement syndrome. They're helping the very person they're trying to destroy.
And that is Mark Halperin, who was on with Charlie Kirk. And I think he's exactly right. Because you and I, when we see these people melting down, we're like, oh, my God.
Like, oh, they're going nuts.
Right. And it just makes me that much more resolute going, I know if you're that crazy, then I'm going the exact right way.
Yeah, I have to be the backstop.
Yeah.
Because you were so nuts. I have to be the solid person who says, all right, I will handle this accordingly and make sure that you do not have any influence.
I will make decisions based on common sense, not on screaming and hollering and, I don't know, evacuating my state. I would stand there. They talk about fight, right? Because they want to resist Donald Trump.
Well, win elections.
Yeah, well, that's the
all.
First step.
Like Texas Democrats win elections. That's all.
But isn't it ironic a little bit that they're saying we're going to fight, we're going to resist, and they fight by evacuating, by leaving the state?
I thought of all people, it was Chuck Todd, and Chuck Todd, former NBC analyst, who was bringing this up. I believe he's on MSNBC, and his entire point was, this isn't a good look.
No, it's definitely not.
It's another misstep by the Democrats for a party who right now is they have no footing. Okay, they have no direction. They have no leadership. And their next idea is we're going to fight really hard against the Republicans in Texas by leaving.
We're going to fight them from Illinois. What do you think about that? We're going to send strongly worded emails. They won't know what to do.
We're going to fly out of town.
That's right.
And, of course, Greg Abbott, or as Jasmine Crockett, who's going to lose her seat, called him Hot Wheels.
Yeah, Governor Hot Wheels.
He made it a point. He's like, oh, you accepted some form of payment in order to get on that plane.
Brought this up yesterday. Yeah.
That's bribery. So you're in trouble.
And
sorry.
That comes from Eric Holder.
Lock him up.
By
hilarious.
Barack Obama. Who else was in there? There's another person I'm leaving out that has made public declarations about their donating to the Texas Democrats Fund. But yeah, it is in the statute is labeled as bribery. And is bribery bad? Like it's like it's the Chappelle Show.
I flew out of town. I accepted a ride on a plane.
Is that bad? Is breaking the law bad? Yes, it is. And you're likely to pay a hefty fine for it. And if worse comes to worst, maybe even going to jail when you get back to Texas, and hopefully losing your seat there in the state legislature. That would be the ideal thing to happen, because that Texas House voted 85-6 on those civil arrest warrants.
Oops.
Uh-oh. Things are going to go bad. Things are going to go so poorly, and it will be just another, loss for the Democrats. Man, Trump keeps racking up wins. They keep racking up losses, and as they continue, they will look foolish, because when Chuck Todd's calling you out. I mean, Chuck Todd, of all people.
All people.
These dudes
He's
look
like,
foolish.
Dude, y'all have gone too far.
You look foolish.
You've gone too far now.
CNN, too. There was someone on CNN last night that was calling them out as well. So when you've lost Chuck Todd and CNN, buddy, there's no recovering from that I can tell. When we continue, let's talk about Trump's W's. Trump's greatest accomplishments as president. Next on Extra 106.3.
Xtra 106.3 app is your live connection to the station, streaming free across Georgia. But it's also loaded with all our original shows and podcasts. Listen to exclusive shows from Janelle King, Ben Burnett, and so many more. Grab the Xtra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
Military veterans are eager to transfer their skills and experiences to civilian life, but lack trusted connections to expedite their path to success. That is, until they meet the Warrior Alliance. The Warrior Alliance goes the extra mile to reach veterans in their communities so they do not have to take this journey alone. With over 40 partners across 10 service areas, your donation goes a long way toward achieving maximum impact for a veteran and their family. Go to thewarrioralliance.org to donate today and commit to helping the Warrior Alliance change thousands of lives or the better.
Hey, Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Bullet points. I'm Eben Brown. How much longer will we have the National Firearms Act? The 1934 law not only placed heavy restriction on automatic firearms, it allowed the federal government to consider items like suppressors and short-barreled rifles as needing intense regulation, meaning in many cases the need to spend a lot of money to acquire them and be subjected to more intense background checking than the standard instant check. The NFA background check and approval can take months. But President Trump's big, beautiful bill, now law, lowered the tax on short-barreled rifles and suppressors to nothing, $0. And so now the NRA, the Firearms Policy Coalition, the Second Amendment Foundation, and other parties are suing, saying that since there's no tax to be paid on these items now under the National Firearms Act, there's no reason to record the purchases and transfers of those items. The law would still require the background check, however. And those are your bullet points. I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Tuesday, August 5th. Derek Dooley, former Tennessee football coach and son of the late Vince Dooley, has entered his name in the Georgia Senate race. Dooley joins current U.S. Congressman Mike Collins and Buddy Carter as the Republicans looking to unseat current Democratic Senator John Ossoff. Governor Brian Kemp has said that he will support Dooley for the GOP nomination. With about a month left in the summer driving season, Georgia gas prices are holding steady at $2.91 per gallon. That's 38 cents lower than this time last year. The national average rose slightly to $3.15 per gallon. Amazon has purchased a 985-acre development site south of Atlanta along I-75. No official word from Amazon yet, but reports say the land could be used for a data center. Amazon paid $270 million for the land. And as students head back to class in Cobb County, they're joined by some four-legged friends helping to keep students safe. 8 canine units trained specifically to detect weapons and explosives have been deployed across the school district. They'll rotate through different campuses throughout the school year. Today's weather, cloudy and the rain continues with temperatures in the high 60s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
If we were to take us out a piece of paper, take us out a pen, or maybe even just open the Notes app that you have on your phone, we could probably start making a list of Trump's accomplishments since he was inaugurated. Closing down the border. Said he was going to do it. He did it. Working on the economy to make it less brittle, because that's what it's been with all the government jobs. It's been brittle. Scott Bessent called it brittle, and I think it's a really good term. And Donald Trump is working through making it less brittle, making it more robust. So there's two. I mean, those are the two that he campaigned on. But, I mean, there's so many more that we all wanted to see and we have seen. But there's one. There's one that may be the biggest, that has the farthest reach of any of those.
So I believe that he's going to have an opportunity to take a leg out of the deep state. And we are talking about peace around the world and tax cuts that are now permanent. But what is the biggest opportunity he has is a 6-3 court. The Supreme Court ends up being his greatest victory. And here's the reason why. Obviously, the ruling on presidential immunity, that was so key to what's moving on here. And again, it's going to apply a portion of it to Barack Obama for stuff he did in office. It applies to Donald Trump, and as it says, it applies to every executive regardless of party. That's just what it's going to be moving forward. Now, it'll be for lower courts to decide, did you do an act that's unofficial? That's not for the Supreme Court to decide. That's the way the ruling goes. But consider this. You now have Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, 1965, that is going to get looked at by the Supreme Court. And if it gets struck down, what it has to do is with the prohibition of discriminatory practices. And what it might mean is that so much of the gerrymandering, so much of the creating districts based on race, that might go away. And if it does, and again, this is complicated, and this is going to end up being for a much, probably like a story time at some point to really get into the nuts and bolts of it. But what stands to reason is that you have a situation where you might have the Democrats losing 30 seats. Like, that's a possibility.
Can you imagine the meltdown that happens on social media, on traditional media by the Democrats if that comes to fruition? The meltdown would be extraordinary. It would be like nothing you've ever seen before. You think TDS is bad now? Good Lord. You'd probably want to log off your Facebook page for a month or 10 or forever.
This was written over by, it was Christian Hines, and this is a person who, they're out of Virginia, and they, quite a bit of analysis of legal ends. And they pointed out, I cannot stress to you enough how earth-shattering it would be for the Supreme Court to strike down Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. And Christian goes on to point out, between this and the potential mid-decade redistricting in a few other GOP-controlled states, Democrats would not be able to flip back the House of Representatives, even if they ruthlessly gerrymandered every Republican out of California. That's how massive this could be. So if you're telling me you could strike down the Democrats for the better part of, 20, 25 years, would that not be Donald Trump's greatest accomplishment?
Without a doubt. Nothing would even compare.
At 6-3 court changes so many things that are possible right now.
The main reason, Los, is because you curtail the socialism, the communism that they would love to implement in the United States because it gives them unbridled, unfettered power. That's why it would be so valuable. Is closing the border incredible? Yes. Is getting the economy on track? Yes, of course, it's all amazing, and those would be great feats. But to limit communism's growth, socialism's growth, like we've seen it grow in the last, 5 years, that would be a grand slam home run.
So if you want to know the exact wording that the Supreme Court's going to look at, it comes from Section 52-10301, prohibits voting practices or procedures that discriminate on the basis of race, color, or membership in a language minority group. And what it points out, when Democrats draw up their districts, it's based on race, color, etc.
Because everything they do is.
So if you strike this down, where, again, you can't create voting practices based on race, color, language, suddenly everything's in play.
Dude, places that...
I mean, the reason why Texas is going to have what it's going to have is because you're getting rid... they could be like, well, they've gerrymandered it. No, they redistricted. And so now, people like Jasmine Crockett, who is going to lose her seat, as I told you she would last week, she's going to lose her seat. It's because she's no longer in a district that caters to her.
And it's funny because this morning I saw a quote.
It's now balanced.
That came out, I think, yesterday. Jasmine Crockett calls Donald Trump a POS because she knows.
Because she knows. She's going to have to find another district find another job.
He's a POS.
That JOB is going to be a problem.
Yeah, he's a POS. Isn't that the last thing though you do when you're caught, when you're had, you just yell some obscenity? F this, F you, F that. That's the way it always goes.
So if this goes before the Supreme Court and this goes away, man, it is open season. Like it's gonna be beautiful how this plays out.
Could you rewind us back to prior to the point where Ronald Reagan handed over, and I love Reagan, my favorite president. The mistake he made, because he's imperfect, just like us all, the mistake he made was the amnesty that he gave, because it handed California over. Could you imagine if Donald Trump could rewind the tape and not do that? Basically make up for the fault that Ronald Reagan had, the one of the very few, but the big one, handing over California for, the last 50 years or whatever. That would be enormous. That would be gigantic. It would be the feat of all feats. It would be the greatest move that you've ever seen.
It would be the importance of why you got what you got. And now the hope is, obviously, Clarence Thomas is not going to be doing this forever. Does he decide in the next several years to bow out? Well, then, okay, you plug right in. But this really falls on what happened with the Democrats and essentially their push to, well, we'll just see how long we can keep them in there. It's like they died.
Yeah, because that's what happened to them.
And Donald Trump got a chance to put what he wanted in there.
And that's why I'm thinking.
Is it perfect with Amy Coney Barrett? No.
No, it's not.
But on the major issues, it's typically 6-3 every time. At least the ones that we consider to be the major issues.
And if so, if somebody steps aside while Trump is in office, or if the Democrats stay the course on this socialism, communism thing, which I expect they will, especially in this midterm, and what are we, year and a half from it, a little less? If you expect them to continue that course, and Bill Maher said it himself on his show and his podcast, if they continue this course, you're handing J.D. Vance the presidency. So if you hand him the presidency and then Clarence Thomas sets aside, you still have another conservative nominating a conservative, and the court stays the same.
And by the way, if California does go down this road of, well, we'll just redistrict ourselves, all right, you're going to run into Section 2 because you're going to have to build it around race.
Yeah.
That's not what's happening in Texas.
Which is no longer allowed.
No. Well, I mean, it hasn't been allowed since 1965.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, is that you cannot draw these things up based on race. And the Democrats have gotten away with it for so long, to the point where if this does get struck down, how they've done this, then California doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Which will be humorous to watch.
We'll redistrict. We'll make sure we get a majority of our Hispanic area. Okay. Oh, that sounds illegal.
Will you? You're going to call that out loud? You're going to say that aloud? Because something tells me.
Kind of sounds illegal to me. It kind of sounds like you're violating the Section 2 of the 1965 Voter Rights Act.
Just saying. If you're looking for things. Another win Donald Trump has gotten is one that Los and I have talked about because it affects us directly. We've talked about the competitive nature and the landscape of radio in Atlanta. Now, you could say, well, you don't just compete with radio anymore. And you're exactly right. We compete with podcasts. We compete with television. We compete with anybody. And we're willing to do that. We have the courage to do that. And we've done well at it. But it's so funny. It's so funny to see somebody else who said, well, that money that's given to us by the federal government, that's just such a fraction of what it is that we need to operate.
Oh, man, it's so funny.
And I'm talking about the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. That would be PBS. That would be the NPR folks. Remember, they told you it's so minuscule. It's not even a big deal. Don't even worry about it. I don't even know why you're going after that.
We don't even need their money.
Why do you even go after that? It's such a waste of time. And then Donald Trump does. And what does the Corporation for Public Broadcasting do? Day one?
Fold.
They freaking fold up like a cheap suit, and they shutter operations. They say we're going away. Why? I thought the programming was stellar.
It was 10%.
Everybody tells me. I watch PBS all the time. The kids love Sesame Street. Well, Sesame Street's not owned by them anymore. That's been spun off and used in a capitalistic manner, and now they've been bought. All the other shows, I saw a Georgia state senator from my hometown, which was a little disappointing. Now, he posed the conversation as, what do you think about this? I just want to know what people think. And it looked like everybody was at the defense of PBS and NPR and the public broadcasting. And I merely, and I don't typically reply, but I know him personally. So I said to him, I was like, if they can compete in the marketplace of ideas, they will be fine. And if they can't, they won't. And guess what? They can't. And they don't believe that they can, so they just folded.
There was a person on Twitter, whenever you see me at Front Office Los, Whenever you see me put sad Hitler face, it's typically because I'm trying to draw attention to it. Like, I want you to see this sadness here.
Yeah, that's right.
Sad Hitler face. I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
He's got his bottom of all sideways and tucked out.
And this had to do with somebody who was posting about this. And the funny aspect to me was when people started saying, well, it's only 10%, right? It's only 10 or 15%. The person's like, well, they only had 100 days to adjust. Do you realize what happened to us during COVID? Do you realize how quickly we lost millions of dollars? Do you realize how fast as a company we had to make adjustments to revenue that was no longer there? And what did we do? Came out better for it. Came out stronger. Came out more ready than other companies. We were more operational than everyone else because we are a profit organization and we can jump from one foot to the next. And we're not dependent on just one revenue stream. That was what was wildly different. Well, they only got 100 days. Are you kidding? We had 2 weeks.
What happens
when a week?
What happens when a football team loses their starting running back?
Got to make a change.
They make a change.
Yes.
And they continue either at the level that they're playing at or they don't.
And so it just tells you how broken and busted it must have really been. That these people could not function without government support, could not function without the taxpayer having to fit the bill for what they were pushing. And again, if you want to make an argument and say, hey, we've got pretty balanced programming, the problem is you didn't.
Yeah, you lied.
And then your CEO was flat out nuts with some of the stuff she was putting out on Twitter and talking about. I think the truth is getting in the way of us reaching consensus. What?
Exactly right. It's exactly what
we're
Catherine
looking
Marr
for
said.
Consensus, not truth.
That's exactly what she said.
I'm sorry, that sounds like propaganda.
Which is what they were king of. So no surprise. Adios. That was, dude, if there's anything that kind of put a bow on the weekend, that might have been it. Remember I texted you, I was like,
yeah,
look,
you were like, oh, it was like Friday. You're like, take a look at this. And
Look here.
I was like, well, you called it.
Look here. It was just funny to see people melt down. If the programming is so good, if you love Terry the Tiger or whatever it is that they put out, then go pay for it. Go say, hey, continue. I'll buy it on a different platform. Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra at Xtra 106.3. We're glad that you're here. We're glad that we have content and programming that you're actually interested in. I think that's the most important thing because it doesn't appear that PBS and Corporation for Public Broadcasting feels that way or can. So, adios, as I said. 6 o'clock hour is brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. And here in just a little bit, Neil Bortz, the Talkmaster, is coming in. You know, he normally visits with us at 7:25 on Tuesdays, but today he's coming in for a solid hour. He's going to be catching a lift. Should be coming into the office in the next 5 minutes. Who knows? Maybe he pops in a little bit early. But if you love Neil Bortz, you're about to get a whole lot of them, and we have lots of surprises planned for Neil. and Carlos even went and got gifts. It is fantastic. I can't wait to see. And I hope you're as intrigued and looking forward to this fun time with Neil Bortz.
Call a friend.
Yes, absolutely.
See what happens.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go. This is Xtra 106.3. When we come back, if you're hopeful for accountability on the Russiagate hoax, I may have some good news for you next on Xtra.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Tuesday, August the 5th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the opening game of their 3-game series at home against the Milwaukee Brewers last night. 3-1 the final from Truist Park. Tonight, it'll be Joey Wentz on the mound for the Braves. Freddie Peralta will be on the mound for the Brewers. First pitch is set for 7:15. You can hear that game on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, Falcons training camp continues today. Just has been going on this entirety of this week. Another practice at 9:30 in the morning from Flowery Branch. But at the end of the week, the Falcons will play their first preseason game this Friday as they host the Detroit Lions. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Friend asked me, hey, we have a little problem with our air conditioning. What's that company you use? I was like, Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Chuck and his team been serving Atlanta for 77 years, since 1947. I mean, these guys have been at it for so long, and it's a second-generation locally owned company. There's not many of those around anymore. Most of them been gobbled up by big corporations. Now, they keep that same local name, so you think that they're locally owned, but the operation's completely different. And you probably don't pick up the phone and dial their number and get an actual human being get put into the automation, which is the worst. That's one thing. If as great as the service is, they've been servicing and maintaining our HVAC for several years at Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If there's ever been a repair, man, they get in there and get it knocked out. When we replaced one of our systems, they were able to do that for us. But the key, I think, is when you call them, you don't go to Automation Hades. When you call 770-GET-HEAT, you will speak to a real person that will help you get the service you need. There's no pushing one for this or pushing two for that. No hitting zero, trying to escape the automation and get to a person. You call 770-GET-HEAT and you'll speak to an actual person. The benefit of that is so good. It's wonderful because it's not frustrating. There's nothing worse than calling a company and being frustrated by the time you hit two twice. It's just annoying. So call them, 770-GET-HEAT, do a little test. See if I'm not telling you the truth. Or you can hit their website, centralheat.com.
Retirement components look different for everyone because everyone is unique, but there are major components everyone needs in their retirement. So, Coach Pete, what are things that need to be covered with everyone?
The four main things we go over: retirement planning. Everyone needs a retirement plan. We're all going to retire eventually. We need to make sure our money's waiting for us when we get there instead of us waiting for our money. And then we need asset allocation and investment guidance. In other words, where is your money? Why is it there? And should it stay there? Or when do we move it around every now and then? Or should we move it? Is it a good time to move it now? Then tax planning. Nothing in writing that says you have to overpay. When you're in retirement, you want taxes in your favor, not against you. And then estate, succession, legacy planning.
For a complete retirement review, comprehensive and customized, call Coach Pete's local trusted advisor, Craig Chandler of Chandler Wealth Management. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164. Again, 800-419-6164.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
It's August 5th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is Oyster Day, celebrating the different number of species of bivalve mollusks, which many find delicious. On this day in 1981, President Ronald Reagan fires more than 11,300 air traffic controllers, striking in violation of his order for them to return to work. Actress Marilyn Monroe is found dead in her home in 1962. The singer and sex symbol is still a Hollywood icon.
You own a yacht? Which one is it? The fake one?
Certainly not. With all the unrest in the world, I don't think anybody should have a yacht that sleeps more than 12.
I quite agree.
Toni Morrison, a novelist known for highlighting the Black experience, died on this day in 2019. She was the first African-American woman to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1993. Her book, Beloved, won the Pulitzer Prize in 1988. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
The Kimmer Show is only on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
What Barack Hussein Puditat, the divider-in-chief, did. Look what's happened to this country in 9 years. Families hate each other. The politics, the Jew haters all of a sudden are everywhere, every college campus. Wokeness, Russian collusion stuff. What's happened to this country, and it started with Puditat.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Arrests need to be made. I think we all feel pretty strongly about what the Russia hoax is and what it was, and now we know more and more. We thought all along, now we have the evidence declassified by Tulsi Gabbard. Now the next step. What does the Attorney General do? Pam Bondi, I think we have an answer.
Attorney General Bondi is taking the referrals from Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, quote, very seriously. The spokesperson says that Bondi believes there is, quote, clear cause for deep concern, end quote, and a need for the next steps. Now, this move comes just a couple of weeks after the Director of National Intelligence, you see her right there, Tulsi Gabbard, sent a criminal referral to the Justice Department regarding what she says proves there was a conspiracy to undermine Trump's candidacy and later his first term in office. Now, to be clear today, there are no charges that have been filed, no indictments. This is incredibly early in the process. What we have here is taking evidence the Justice Department believes it has to a grand jury to secure an eventual indictment or indictments. We don't know exactly where the grand jury will meet. We don't know who will go before the grand jury, and that's by design, because grand juries determine if there's enough evidence to indict, and grand juries are secretive in the American legal system, so it's normal not to know all of the answers. Again, the DOJ declining on any comment regarding this investigation. But, Will, big news, this was signed by the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, today to take this evidence of an alleged conspiracy to a grand jury with the hope to get an indictment or multiple indictments.
Yes. That's what I want to see, an indictment or multiple.
That was a piece of good information that ended up breaking yesterday. We talked about it on yesterday's show. We said when Stephen Miller got rolled out, something's coming down here pretty quick. Yeah. Now, we talked about, hey, might be this week, might be next week. But when Stephen Miller comes in, that's the closer.
That's
all right? Hell's Bells is playing.
That's right.
This is what's going on. And as it turns out, it happened within 24 hours.
But he turned it around so quickly. Now we have to wait and see what happens. And it's going to be a long process. There's going to be plenty to discuss, plenty to talk about. There is so much that goes on with grand juries. And I've never been a part of one, so I can't say from experience. But the fact that they're going to at least, hopefully, have to go in front of a grand jury to defend their actions is good for me. I'm thrilled by this. I think it's the right thing. I think it allows the country to heal, because I was just reading. I want to get this stat for you and run it by you, Los, because I think you'll find it as fascinating as I did. When Miranda Devine said that 56% of Democrats are following the Russiagate investigation, 32 says serious crimes were committed. 59% want accountability. It's not just Republicans. And it shouldn't just be a Republican deal. If your government is breaking the law, if it's not happening to you now, but it will.
Well, this is the benefit of when you go to federal court. You know, the joke has always been that you can indict a ham sandwich when it comes to a federal courtroom. More times than not, it is, all right, fine, we're going to take this case on, and then we'll figure out what happens from here. This is the last hurdle. If the federal grand jury decides, I'm taking this case, now, man, what a mess. Like,
it will be.
It'll be a total mess.
It's going to be absolutely crazy.
But you get to basically stay home. All right, here's the benefit of what it is. But to think, when you just see that if they're able to bring these charges, and as Pam Bondi and the report went, Tulsi Gabbard said, here's all the information. Pam Bondi, within 1 week, has already rolled this thing over. If it moves this quickly, you got a chance to really clean house.
And when will all of this start hitting?
When are they going to start rolling on each other?
Well, that too. But think about the timing of all the way of this, Los, and the way this lays out. This will probably start really, coming together mid next year, maybe even this time next year. and then the elections are in November of next year, you're going to have Democrats on trial for crimes that could be as serious as treason.
Yeah.
Right before the midterms. Look, I'm not saying that they're doing it to time it to that, but it's going to work out that way.
But I'm curious about how you end up making that stick with the American people. Like, you and I have spent enough time talking about this where we've named the names. We're like, all right, here's Brennan, here's Clapper, here's Comey, here's Hillary. And we've basically said, hey, here's the group that headed up this. And this is how they end up passing information back and forth. When does the rest of America catch up and they can explain what Russian collusion was?
I don't know. I don't know the answer, but I do know that people are intrigued just by the Miranda Devine. Because I bet if you ask Republicans or conservatives how much they're following Russiagate, that 56% number would be 76, 86%. So if you've got the majority of conservative Republicans do it, and you have a little over half of Democrats, that means at least people are engaged. They may not know all the players, they may not know exactly what's going on, but they're going to be searching for evidence from shows just like this.
Well, and I think that's important what you bring up. It's a sense of justice. You know there's something wrong. Can you explain it? Well, I mean, unless you're following it the way we have, then probably not.
Yeah, it gets a little tricky.
But you do know that when you're told, here's a media person, here's what they've been doing, here's what they were previously doing in a previous administration, and this is how they went after Trump. Like that part is the part that resonates with the crowd.
Especially with the Trump voters that are not traditional Trump voters, like those disaffected Democrats, like those independents or those libertarians who came across and voted for Trump and put him back in office. I think they have a vested interest in knowing that their government is not corrupt, because I can't say it enough, and I'll say it again. It was Trump this time. Who is it next time? Is it somebody that you want to see lead the country? Is it someone that you've voted for in the past that has your best interest at heart? Or at least you feel that way. They're voting the way you want them to. They're providing the service you want to. Maybe it's sealing the border, whatever it is. And they go after your candidate next time. Or you next time. Dude, it's not going to stop. If they can go after Donald Trump, they can go after anybody.
I tell you, Tug, I think that is the part that resonates with me and the way we've been discussing this. If they can go after a sitting president in the way that they did, with as flimsy of facts and allegations as they had, well, then you can go after anybody. And in fact, I think that they were at one point drunk with power, where they looked at it as, well, we can do this to anybody. And they did. That was their plan.
And the first thing was, whatever the first maneuver was, there's no way for us to know what that was, but when they got away with that, they're like, well, we got away with that. What's stopping us from taking this a step further? And then by the end of it, they're raiding Mar-a-Lago. They had him, up on 34 counts, felony counts. He's a felon. How are you going to vote for a felon? So where does it stop? If you don't stop it here, where does it stop?
And I also do love, we brought this up now going on about maybe 2.5 weeks ago. We talked about the importance of the raid on Mar-a-Lago. And that what would that then create? Well, if you went with conspiracy charges, you would possibly be able to launch this thing from Florida. And here it all is.
In Florida. That's where it's going to be launched. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah.
You don't have to play the D.C. game.
Nope.
You don't have to worry about 98% of the people in the area that all vote Democrat. You are in Florida.
That's right.
The joke was, I was going through different counties in Florida being like, well, we should probably set up over there.
Yeah.
I mean, the one I wanted was like, file it in Liberty County.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, they don't have the facilities, but still, that's the game right now.
Yeah, the walls are closing in, and I think the Democrats know it. There's a reason. Remember last week when, was it Clapper and Comey had they wrote the article, the op-ed in the New York Times
called "We're Super Innocent, We Promise"?
Yes, exactly. Essentially was that. Dude, all that was setting the stage because they knew what was coming. They knew Pam Bondi was going after them, and they know they're guilty as sin. So what do? You preempt it. You get that article out there trying to garner support for your side, for your cause. I don't know it's going to work. We shall see, I suppose. Next on Extra, Neil Bortz, the talk master, going to join us for a solid hour. Normally just 15 or 20 minutes on a Tuesday, not today. And we have gifts and we have games. Los has put together an incredible presentation for Neil Bortz, and we will present it to him after the Fox News update here on Extra 1063.
Hey, it's Front Office Los here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Is thinning hair or receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
A restaurant worker in Alabama who received a life-changing gift from a customer makes today's Dean's List. Diabri Filson used to walk close to 4 miles to get to his job at Hardee's. The 25-year-old never complained, always worked hard, and did it every day to support his family. Diabri says he's trying to help his mom, and he hasn't done much in his life so far, so he wants to make up for it. Diabri didn't have another way to get to work, and his co-workers and the community wanted to help. A customer named Shane Woodard saw Diabri walking to work and decided to buy him a bike. After he finished his shift, Shane was waiting to surprise him outside. Diabri says he didn't know what to say except thank you. The two men now keep in touch with a special friendship. Diabri says it's a reminder that good people are out there in the world today. Janice Dean, Fox News.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Van Sant Law, vansantlaw.com.
Democrats plan to retaliate. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. In blue states like California, where Governor Gavin Newsom says if Texas Republicans go through with the new congressional redistricting to help give the GOP 5 more House seats in the 2026 election,
and we're not going to roll over, and we're going to fight fire with fire.
Planning his own redistricting to favor Democrats, and they're considering the same thing in New York, where some of the Democratic lawmakers who left Texas went to prevent a redistricting vote. Others went to Illinois. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott tells Fox he wants state police to go there and arrest them and bring them back.
back.
He added that in some cases, a felony charge could apply to some of them.
It would be bribery if any lawmaker took money to perform or to refuse to perform an act in the legislature.
While it's typical to wait to redistrict until after new census data at the turn of each decade, Abbott said there was nothing illegal with drawing new lines now, as he noted 2 seats have Democratic Congress members but voted for President Trump last year.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. A federal appeals court issued a ruling the president likes. It rejects a challenge to a Texas law that invalidates mail-in ballots without voter ID numbers. A Trump Truth Social post after midnight called it great news, writing the policy should be nationwide. A manhunt for a murder suspect in Montana enters day 5.
As the search continues, officials have closed the surrounding national forest and residents have been warned about going outside.
The shooting happened Friday in Anaconda.
Michael Brown, an Army veteran, walked into his favorite bar with a loaded rifle and allegedly killed 4 of his acquaintances.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. Israel may be ready to escalate the war in Gaza. The Security Cabinet meets today to consider taking full control of the territory, occupying it with no deal with Hamas. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu posted on social media,
"They say that we're deliberately starving Palestinian children. That's a barefaced lie. Since the beginning of the war, we have let in almost 2 million tons of food."
America's listening to Fox.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
What do you say to anyone who still doesn't understand America First? Tell the left now at 404-741-1230 on the Morning Extra.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Life just got better.
Man.
We're about to get off the rails on the daggone crazy train. Neil Bortz, the talk master, the one and only.
It's a big deal to me.
This is huge, Neil. What's up, man?
My libido?
We
want to start right there.
Well, I don't know why.
Okay,
I don't know why we wouldn't.
The first thing you guys got to say, hell, you don't look like you're 80 years old.
No, you're looking good.
See, I would have. I don't need to say that because that's a given. That's understood. Neil comes running up in here.
Neil's been living right.
Yeah.
No,
I was gonna say.
But I got a message for people. I mean, probably both of you think 80. God, 80, and especially the younger out there, it ain't nothing. It's not.
Yeah, it's just
I'm what's changed? I'm a little bit slower.
Okay.
I watch cops.
Okay.
If they run, I ain't chasing them.
That's right.
I'll just shoot them.
That's right. And if I'm running, there better be a bear behind me.
I've said this about some of my friends. There's such a thing as there's a 40-year-old, then there's like a hard 40-year-old. That's the same thing. I'm like, if you've taken care of yourself, 80's nothing. I got my family's doing the same thing, and they're doing great.
Well, we just Donna and I just got back here, and I was telling you it's 4 o'clock on my clock.
Yeah, because he just came in from Arizona.
From Tucson.
What were y'all doing out there?
There's a place there called Canyon Ranch.
Okay.
And it is a health and fitness resort. We're members. We've been going for 25 years. I don't know. But I mean, they've got all the medical, which sometimes I need, and all of these gymnasiums, 7 or 8 different gyms, 5 or 6 different pools.
Oh, my gosh.
Every morning starts out with hikes, sometimes in the mountains, sometimes not. Yeah, it's a marvelous place. And so I've spent the last week pretty much working out.
Tried
trying to get rid of my sedentary lifestyle.
There we
go. Okay, so now do I get to do this?
Yes, I don't know why.
What's that?
I don't know why you've waited this long.
I know.
Push-ups? What?
No push-ups. So we made it a point as a show because we've been talking about this for like 3 years. Like, when's Neil going to come into studio? And you've come through before.
It hasn't been 3 years.
No, I'm just saying we talk about it all the time. Like, when's he going to pass through? And so we got you a gift.
Yeah, we wanted to present them.
And these are the greatest underwear that exists.
There you go. Have those.
This is a 5-pack of Puma, the Performance Boxer Briefs. And they're the greatest things.
Do they have a built-in shield?
Well, I don't know about shield, but I know they don't have the flap, and that's been the only thing on Costco's website in the reviews.
They're 5 stars.
Except for they don't have a flap.
Except for some people get upset that there's not a flap. Now, I tried these out about 2 weeks ago.
Are they right-handed or left-handed?
Either one.
No.
Well, they don't have a flap.
It doesn't have a flap.
It doesn't have flaps, so it doesn't matter.
No flap.
Yeah.
But at some point, when you try these on in whatever activity you're going to do, you're going to say, oh my God, they were right. Like, this is like the greatest pair of underwear that's ever been invented.
You know, this is great because I have a couple of weird travel habits. I travel very light.
Yeah.
Very light. And in fact, December, the last time I was through here was in December, heading back to Naples from Europe. Mm-hmm. One of that Christmas market tour on the Danube River.
You did. Was it like a Viking cruise or something?
Yeah, that's one where I got E. coli.
Oh, good. Yummy. That's good. That's always fun for everybody.
Where'd I get E. coli? I got it from Whole Foods on
Oh, no.
Well, wave goodbye to that endorsement. I got a new one going in near my house, and I'm like, well, that one's gone.
Just don't eat meatloaf off the steam table, okay?
Okay, I'll avoid it.
I love the hot bar, but I don't do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I to travel light is that I wear underwear and then throw it away.
Whoa, by golly.
Well, there you go.
I am ready for this.
I'm telling you, you're going to like them.
We just thought it'd be hysterical because we were talking about it. I don't even know how we got on the subject yesterday.
I just said that they were the greatest pair of underwear that I've ever had purchased, and then I went, man, Neil's coming in.
That's right. Maybe
Why don't we get him these?
That's right. You notice he didn't get his friend old Tug Howard, did he? He just got Neil's the only one.
Tug Howard doesn't wear underwear.
Well, that's exactly right. I didn't know you were going to tell everybody that. I didn't know
he's commando all the time.
Well, I was in the Navy.
Well, no, have you seen his wife?
Yeah, exactly right.
He doesn't want anything to get in the way.
That's right. Dude, gotta get those things off of there quick as I can. If you don't wear them.
Well, when I went to Europe, I know I told you this. I'm unloading the luggage at the airport down there near Naples, and oh hell, I didn't bring I brought all of Donna's suitcases,
and you forgot your own.
Oh yeah.
Well, good thing you packed light, so it wasn't easy to replace.
Well, I got to Budapest.
Yeah.
With what I was wearing.
What's the trip time on Naples to Budapest?
Well, it was Naples to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And if I have to go through Atlanta, I'll always spend the night near the airport. I'm not going to just,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chop it up. So it's about from Atlanta to Budapest, I guess, 5.5 hours, 6 hours, something like that.
Oh, that's much better than I expected. It's 5.5 to California.
Well, it's not as bad as Atlanta to New Zealand.
That seems like it'd be a longer trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a good 24-hour one? What is that one?
Oh, gosh, you have to...
No, it's all right.
I had family that did like 12 or 14 hours.
13 hours. About 13 hours.
Yeah. That's long. But a dear friend of mine, he is from New Zealand. And the crazy thing is when he went home to see his mama, because all of his family's still there, he lost his wallet with his ID, his passport, all of it. And he physically couldn't get back to the United States because he didn't have his ID, and he was working real hard and he had to stay an extra week or two. And this was when Biden was still, so this is 6 or 8 months ago or whatever. And I was like, man, you should probably just go down through, I was not kidding. I was like, go down through Mexico, come back up to the border. I ain't stopping nobody down there.
They are now, but
they are now, but they weren't then. And that was the joke, is because he had lost it all. And it took him, a couple weeks to get it all back, to get back into the country.
My daughter, when she was single, went to Australia for a week to visit some friends, and she'd get hit on by When they went to New Zealand, they made a side trip and get hit on at the bar and what have you. She just, I can't do this, but my daughter perfect.
Awful. Just absolutely awful.
Oh,
It's
this
so good.
battery, this amazes me.
Don't you
Pretty
love
good
it over
complex,
here?
isn't it?
It's great. This entire area.
I've only been here, I've been here 3 times. A couple of times for Braves games.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Omni Hotel?
Right across the street. Yeah.
Did I ever tell you what they did to me my first night at that hotel?
Oh no.
Is it
Is it good or bad? Because I'd like to hold on to that sponsorship too.
Okay, you going into a break or something?
No, not at all. We got another good 10 minutes. Tell us all
Nobody's
about
showed
it.
me the Keurig yet.
Yeah. Oh, we'll definitely find that in the break.
Oh yeah, we got that around
got
the
about
corner.
9 minutes. We'll see if we can't get Danny Apple on
Anyway,
that.
it was
Flag Danny down.
just before the game. And, we're not going to the game. We're just staying there. I don't know why we chose that. I guess I wanted to see it. Bam, bam, some guy's knocking down the door to the room.
Whoa.
And I go open the door, and this guy made Shaq look like a Lilliputian.
Oh, wow.
I'm here to inspect your room. What the hell? And he looks under the bed. He goes out on the balcony, never says another damn word, and then walks out and slams the door.
Okay.
Because he had to hit every room.
Oh, okay.
But I've never seen that happen before at a hotel.
Well,
Why?
it was very early in the life of the battery. I guess he's making sure I didn't have a tripod-mounted AR-15 or something like that.
All right,
See,
okay.
So I stayed there in 2021. We did a staycation, and we basically did the escape room.
Yeah.
We did good game, and we did that entire scenario. And that was the point too, where everything was. Are you comfortable with your stay? Do you feel safe in the battery? I was like, are you kidding? This is like the greatest
amazing.
place in all of Atlanta.
Yeah,
I was like, I get to go to a baseball game and not wear a mask and kind of do what I want. That was pretty cool.
Dude,
You know where this couldn't happen? Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah. It's got to be north of Atlanta. Yeah.
It's got to be out of Atlanta at least.
Yep.
And the Braves did to Atlanta the same damn thing they did to West Palm Beach, Florida.
Just bailed out.
Well, I mean,
No, you get a better offer and it's a better deal.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Braves said, we want development rights. We want to be able to develop. And well, no, we're going to do that. Okay, bye.
Well, this is now the model. This is 21 acres where the rest of the entirety, for those of you in the
Of
audience.
NBA.
Everyone, North American sports, all comes through here. We've had over 120 professional organizations that come to the battery and say, how did you do
How
this?
do we replicate
Well, the
this?
first thing we did was we got the hell out of it.
Right. But like the Red Sox, they're trying to build a whole,
the
whole
Cubs
area.
are trying to do the
Cubs
same
are doing
thing.
the same thing. Like
Yep.
all the teams want to do exactly what the Braves have
Now,
done.
all of these 21 acres are owned by Braves, aren't they?
That's right. Yeah, the Braves
Well, they
development
just
group. I think so.
look. This is a destination place.
Yeah, it is.
even if you don't like baseball.
No, it's right because there's so much other to do.
Oh, you
with
can
all
go
the
to a
restaurants.
concert.
Yeah,
You can go to a
concert.
movie. You can just hang out here. I mean, after the SEC championship game a couple of years ago, when it was Georgia and Alabama, we made it a point to stay down here. Not because there was a baseball game going on, but because we wanted a place to head out of downtown Atlanta and go hang. And we thought, we'll be partying because Georgia's going to win.
Yeah.
We didn't. We drank really sad-faced.
Well, you heard what happened in Palm Beach, West Palm.
No, I don't.
I mean, I used to do the show, the radio station was carrying the Braves at the time, and I would do my show during spring training. In fact, I can remember one time I was up in the booth doing the show. All of a sudden, here comes the news about Oklahoma City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm always on the air when something happened, on the air when the Challenger happened, all of this nonsense. But anyway, it came time to renew the lease. They shared that spring training facility, I think, with Montreal. I think it was. Anyway, so they're talking to the county commission. They come up with the deal. The Braves show up to sign the deal. And one county commissioner objected, said, wait a minute. We're moving too fast on this. I think we need more money from the Braves for utilities. Or I think it was utilities, doesn't matter. And the Braves said, okay, that's it. Thought we had a deal. Bye. And that afternoon, they announced Disney as their spring training place.
Wow. That is not unlike what happened at their previous facility, where when it was the scenario was at the time the Braves had to put in $10 million every year for stadium maintenance, and the city had to match that as well. So by the time they hit like the 20-year mark, and they're like, listen, we put in this amount of money, y'all are supposed to have put in this amount of money. Here's what we want to do. The city told the Braves, well,
we're not putting in the money. Let me guess.
And before you knew it, it was like 2 weeks later they announced the battery.
I just loved it. And tell me this. I mean, I've got a hell of a lot of affection for Atlanta because the city, if it wasn't for the people here, I love them. I would be a washed up either aerospace engineer somewhere or lawyer living in Section 8 or a trailer somewhere.
Trailers ain't bad.
Huh?
all my family live in trailers.
I did, Donna, and I did. We lived in the early days. We lived in a trailer. Absolutely. The friendly village of Crooked Creek out there in Gwinnett County.
There you go. I love it. Mama just moved. She just bought her a trailer in Loganville.
Mama didn't have wheels on that one anymore.
No, she got an underpinning.
Underpinning.
Well, you heard my commentary about that.
Yes, I got a chance to hear that from last week.
Yeah. But anyway, driving in from the airport, and I don't recognize the airport. What's all this?
They got the whole international thing. It's totally separate.
Yeah, well, in this new parking deck, I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
because I would just go to the hotel and then back into the airport. And by the way, there's no pisser at the top of the escalator coming off of.
Well, they need to put one there. Of all the construction,
surely they better fix that. I mean, but the airport has looked like Beirut for the longest amount of time because they just did not do the construction on time.
So Donna says, do you have to go to the bathroom? No, I'm going to wait till we get to the top of the escalator.
Oh no,
it's a mile and a half. They took that one out. I don't know why. But they took it, so you have to go all the way to the TSA check-in to find a restroom.
Yeah.
But driving into Atlanta, look, that's first impressions for a lot of people.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Why the hell can't they do something about all this graffiti on all these bridges in downtown Atlanta?
I think it's because as soon as you clean up one, 5 more pop up.
This is not like the battery. Like, we had some graffiti in the bathroom here. That thing was gone within like hours. Somebody did it the night before, and it was gone.
That was Kimmer. Come on.
Yeah, well,
he did the same thing.
But that does not. It does not exist the same way when it comes to the city of Atlanta.
If there's a problem that arises, they fix it. It is gone, and there are things that will happen, and you're like, oh my gosh, the news media is going to go wild on this and never repeat because they handle it. They fix it.
If you live in Atlanta or you're visiting Atlanta, I don't care if you just hate baseball. You got to come out here and see this place.
It's incredible. It absolutely is. And Los is right. We've come down just to go to Sport and Social to.
We did the Georgia-Auburn game in 2017.
Yeah, our families did together.
Yeah, our families did it, and we just great time.
It was just so much fun. They have this TV out in there, Neil, that's 30 feet by 30 feet. It's like the biggest one in Atlanta, and it's so loud in there. You would think
you're at the game.
Yeah, it resembles the game.
If you didn't spend $300 on a ticket, you still have the game experience.
Where were you watching this?
Right across the street over at Sports and Social.
Literally down
biggest TV in all of Atlanta
really?
To watch a game.
It's amazing.
Huge.
It is so much fun. That and just all the new stuff that they're adding and
somebody's done a hell of a job.
Yeah, they've done well and bathrooms and they got
bathrooms.
Yeah, they got them all.
Oh no, you want to know the game? So early on when the battery opened, they didn't have as many public restrooms as they needed to.
Yeah.
So you could basically hang over at one of the bars across the street. You would basically do this. You would see a line of people and say, "All right, $10. I'll let you into the building across the street."
We'll take you.
And the amount of people that bought me drinks, where I was like, I'll take you across the street. You'll be in the back restroom in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Immediately, like, all right, got another drink.
Well, I have a great idea for airports. Now, this wouldn't work for Atlanta because for the Atlanta airport, I mean, when they first built what we call them midfield terminal, that's what they called it originally.
Yeah.
Because I remember the old terminal. Maynard Jackson, his wife had a little candy store there. That's the way that thing operated. It's not operating that way right now. What was my thought process here?
We're talking about bathrooms and you said
they ought to take one. They ought to take one concourse.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it, try it at the Atlanta airport, and turn it over to Buc-ee's.
I saw this on Facebook. So I went through your Facebook feed the other day.
And we have a game later that we want to play.
And that was the part where I went, that is completely genius. Like, you want to know how efficiency should work? how it should look.
But haven't we
give
talked about
one
this?
area to Buc-ee's.
Haven't we talked about this a million times, though? If you allow private industry to take over and to do something, like their goal is to make money, and they're going to find the best way, the most enticing way. And if you would just get the government nonsense out of the way.
Amen. Well, what made me think about Buc-ee's?
Yeah.
Restrooms.
Yes.
Because
They're
ever been in
always
a
clean
Buc-ee's?
around.
Ever been
Always
in one?
clean. Every
Always
time.
clean. Everything's good about Buc-ee's.
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely
it's a miracle.
Whoever came up with the idea of Buc-ee's, that basically I'm going to create a Walmart that is a,
Well,
that's a
and
convenience
rednecks
store.
are gonna love
I'm going
Everybody's
to
gonna love
create a service station with 100 pumps.
That is a massive, with the cleanest restrooms ever, and
the best barbecue
and
ever had.
fresh food coming off the grill.
Oh, the chopped brisket sandwich.
So good.
Yeah. The problem is that almost every time I encounter a Buc-ee's, I'm in the bus.
Oh.
So I'm driving with the toad on the back, 65 feet, weighing something like 60,000 pounds.
Goodness.
Try finding a parking space.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Seems tricky.
It's difficult there.
All right.
I mean, I'm pretty much Buc-ee's. Whenever we head down to Florida, my daughters are like, "Stop,
Perry."
That's the one." Yep.
Yeah, man. And I do the exact opposite. I try to avoid it because there's so many people. I want to get in and out quick, and you can't get in because there's so much to see and do.
You got to. I can't get out of there without spending $100.
That's exactly right. My mama calls it Boosies. I've been like,
Bookies?
Boosies. Because of the way it's written out. She's like, Jerry, I went there and stopped at the Boosies. I was like, okay, Mama, it's
Oh,
called
you
Buc-ee's.
said boozy. I thought you said boozy. I'm thinking about my mom.
I love it. 7 o'clock hour is brought to you by Van Sant Law Group. If you're in an accident, make the right call. VanSantLaw.com. Love to get your thoughts, Neil, on the redistricting, that whole craziness with the people in Texas.
Yeah, my home
leaving.
state.
Yeah, home state. I figure you'd have a vested interest in talking about that, as we did a little bit earlier, and then the fact that they could be arrested or even lose their seats. We'll talk about all that next.
Do I have time to change underwear?
Yes, you do. Put
By
on
all
those
means,
Pumas.
you're gonna love it.
That's right. We need you to write a review, though, at Costco.com. We get up a deal board.
Love Costco.
Review. We will be right back. This is Xtra 106.3.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
Good morning, it's Lowe's. Let's talk about Tom, the honest car guy. HonestCarGuy.com. That is how you get a hold of Tom, or you can give him a call. 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1. This is how simple this process is. Make and model. That's all. Make and model. What vehicle are you looking for? That is the point where Tom goes to work for you. He's going to find that vehicle from anywhere around the country. He's going to be able to locate it. It's going to be according to what you're looking for when it comes to miles, when it comes to features. Anything you want, Tom's able to do it. In fact, Tom's told me before, 1960 to 2026. If it falls in that window, he will find that vehicle for you. And then what happens? You are going to avoid all of the dealership fees. Tom is going to be able to find that car. He's going to find it at the right price, and he's going to purchase that vehicle. That's the point where you know exactly what it cost him. And so when you acquire it, you just pay the Honest Car Guy fee. That's it. You buy the car. Here's a small fee that goes on top of it. And that's it. That's all. You're amazed by how many times dealerships tack on fee after fee after fee after fee. When you start doing the math, you're going to save thousands of dollars on this process. Again, reach out to Tom, honestcarguy.com. That's honestcarguy.com, or give him a call, 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1.
Don't miss out as your Atlanta Braves face the White Sox and Mets August 18th through the 24th. Fans can look forward to 3 giveaways during the series, including the Spencer Strider vinyl record giveaway on August 19th, featuring music from some of Spencer's favorite bands, plus a post-game performance at the Battery Atlanta Green, hosted by Spencer. And on Friday the 22nd, join us for a special alumni night, presented by your local Ford dealer, to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the '95 World Series championship. Check out the pregame Fame Alumni Parade down Battery Avenue featuring fan favorites like Greg Maddux, Fred McGriff, Javi Lopez, and more. And then receive a 95 World Series replica ring presented by Coke. Then we keep the fun rolling on Saturday with the first annual Hunting and Fishing Night, including some fun activities courtesy of the Georgia Department of Natural Resources in the Battery Atlanta, and a camo rope hat giveaway presented by Realtree. Get your tickets at braves.com/promos. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Fox on Tech.
America's fight to win the AI race is being backed by billions, and Pennsylvania is leading the charge. The Energy and Innovation Summit was a first-of-its-kind event, bringing the biggest tech names from the private sector and the biggest names of the public sector, aka the president and his cabinet, together to talk AI investments in infrastructure and energy, all here in Pennsylvania. The president announcing $92 billion in investments, shaping a brighter and, dare I say, shinier future for the Rust Belt.
The Commonwealth is reclaiming its industrial heritage and taking its place at the forefront of the AI technological revolution.
Helping to drive that change are companies like Google. They're investing $25 billion over the next 2 years across the PJM grid region. Also announcing a free AI job training program for all small businesses in Pennsylvania. With Fox on Tech, I'm Madison Allworth, Fox Business.
This is House Call for Health. Smoke from Canadian wildfires recently causing air quality issues in the U.S. And while unrelated, recent research says there's strong evidence to connect air pollution to dementia. The research published by British scientists in an interdisciplinary journal on planetary health says there's a statistically significant link between dementia and long-term exposure to 3 different types of air pollutants: fine particulate matter, nitrogen dioxide, and soot that comes from vehicle exhaust and burning wood. The researchers also say as levels of exposure increase, the risk for dementia also rises. Fine particulate matters can increase the risk as much as 17%. Long-term nitrogen dioxide ups the risk by 3%, and soot raised dementia onset risk by 13%. The research was done after studying data from about 30 million people over 4 continents. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Tuesday, August 5th. Derek Dooley, former Tennessee football coach and son of the late Vince Dooley, has entered his name in the Georgia Senate race. Dooley joins current U.S. Congressman Mike Collins and Buddy Carter as the Republicans looking to unseat current Democratic Senator John Ossoff. Governor Brian Kemp has said that he will support Dooley for the GOP nomination. With about a month left in the summer driving season, Georgia gas prices are holding steady at $2.91 per gallon. That's 38 cents lower than this time last year. The national average rose slightly to $3.15 per gallon. Amazon has purchased a 985-acre development site south of Atlanta along I-75. No official word from Amazon yet, but reports say the land could be used for a data center. Amazon paid $270 million for the land. And as students head back to class in Cobb County, they're joined by some four-legged friends helping to keep students safe. 8 canine units trained specifically to detect weapons and explosives have been deployed across the school district. They'll rotate through different campuses throughout the school year. Today's weather, cloudy and the rain continues with temperatures in the high 60s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra at Extra 106.3 with our guest who is hanging out with Roddy from CPAPs, et cetera, and Alpharetta, which Neil's been endorsing for a long time.
Well, they saved my life.
Well, exactly.
You know, I mentioned Canyon Ranch?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It was over 20 years ago at Canyon Ranch. My wife said, I want you to take a sleep test. I don't want, and they were cumbersome at that time. They hooked up wiring to every part of your body except Waldo, and all night sleeping with this rig on, and oh my God! And the next morning they said, "Tell me, Roddy, is this unusual? You stop breathing 131 times an hour."
Oh. Yeah, Roddy from CPAPs, et cetera. There in Alpharetta saying, yeah, that's quite.
Well, I know, and they said, so tonight you're going to be on a CPAP, and after tonight you will never want to sleep without one.
Well, it's like as you say in the spots, you enjoy breathing, and so does your wife. Yeah. It's like that's an important factor when it comes to getting good rest and obviously being healthy.
Yeah, thanks to Roddy, CPAPs, et cetera, I have this great portable.
Yeah,
and I hooked it up to UPS. Yeah.
They're having a sidebar over here.
Can I approach the back? I have it on the UPS.
Well, hang on, say it again. What is it?
Uninterrupted power supply.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if the power goes out, it keeps running.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's important. Breathing's important. That's up there with the most important.
It helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Neil, I want to ask you about these Democrats.
Oh, God.
Let's get into the Texan
Are
thing.
they in the toilet or not?
Buddy, you couldn't be worse in the toilet, which is good for us. I mean, it's good for common sense because they lack a lot of that. But the Democrats in Texas, I made fun of it this morning because they've left Texas because of the threat.
Second time.
The second time they've done it, did it in 2021 as well. But Princeton University says that Illinois is the most gerrymandered state of the 50.
And that's the one they ran off to.
And that's the one they went to. Isn't it interesting? So they leave their state.
In the interest of democracy, by the way.
Yeah, all to save democracy. Isn't it? It's crazy. What's your thought on these people doing this again?
Well, look, what do they have?
Nothing.
The Democrats, I mean, they have nothing.
They don't have common sense, which is the
There's
problem.
two questions that Democrats cannot answer. Who is your leader right now? Duh. What's a woman? Okay, those are the two questions they have no answers for.
Can't answer that.
I mean, if you have a political party that as a group, as a whole, cannot define what a woman is, then
it's follow the science.
Got some serious problems.
It's follow the science, except for with that question there. We can't follow the biology with that one.
Well, I mean, but there was a time, and obviously, Neil knows this as well as anybody. There was a time where the Democrats were meat and potatoes.
Sure.
Here's
Working
who they
folks.
are. Working folks. Here's what it is. Now that you can't define who's a woman, but not only that, then leadership is completely undefined. And so now, I mean, at this point, what are they most excited about? Mamdani in New York?
I want him to win so bad.
It's a test case.
He's polling above 50%.
It's a test case to see what happens there.
It's going to happen. Yeah,
I'm going to be pins and needles when that election hits. I want him to be the mayor of New York City's.
Oh, you're going to get your wish.
He's going to win.
You're going to get your wish.
The way everything's trending, he's going to win.
Yeah,
That's going to be wonderful.
See, but I know why you say that, but the socialist, communist, ideas, that's going to spread because it's going to take a little while for all that to, when he implements all those socialist ideas, everything's free, the rich are going to pay for everything, all the nonsense that goes along with that.
It's like...
But my point is that the cancer will grow, and it's going to spread before everything collapses in New York.
I don't know who said this. It's one of my favorite quotes. About when is it time to fight? When is it time to fight? And you have to fight when you still have a chance to win. Mm-hmm. Because even if you don't have a chance to win, the time will come when you have to fight, even though defeat is almost certain. And right now, in fighting the socialist, communist, Gen Z, whatever it is, revolution, you've got to fight now because there's a chance of victory. And we're going to reach a time when this battle can't be won.
Sure.
And so fight it now.
I just think what has been enlightening to me is that once we found out so much about what USAID was involved in and what our tax dollars were going to, so much of these ideas, in my opinion, were being paid for by us. That this is not a country when it comes right down to it, when every election comes down to a couple swing states and here's what it is. No, I think this country is actually much more in my camp.
Yeah. Oh, I agree
it's
with
just that my tax dollars are being used to push this socialist agenda.
Yeah, to fund it.
We'll find out at the midterms.
Yeah. It's what it's going to be. It's going to come down to. It's the first test case.
Well,
Now
that all the money's out.
And now, to kind of piggyback on what Logan is saying, all of a sudden the Democrats can't raise money. They're raising.
Yeah, they're going to put it on a credit card.
They have to put campaigns on credit cards because USAID now has been dried up. So all of that money that was funding everything they did is gone.
Well, and I want to ask you about this, Neil. You competed against they weren't really competition, but you had the whole PBSs of the world, and you had,
GST, whomever.
You had these organizations that were basically taxpayer funded that you had to go against, and it was always told, well, it's only 10%. Now we're starting to see them all dry up now that the funding's not there any longer.
Oh, that's such a shame.
I know. It's really sad. I'm like, compete against me.
Yeah. Glenn Burns is going to be living in a trailer. Is that his name?
Oh, I don't know. You talking about
the guy that does all those comment,
yeah.
On public television, the only time they ever have programming on there that's worth as damn as when they're interrupted every 3 minutes to beg for money.
That's right. Which is clearly not working because they've already filed for bankruptcy. They're like, we're going to shut our operations all.
Well, I'm like NPR. Show me if you can do it on your
absolutely.
own.
If the content is so good, can it stand on its own in the idea of in the marketplace of ideas? And apparently they think that it cannot, and so they have shuttered. And that's
Mom Danny would be. Can you imagine, because this is his dream, is you're assigned a grocery store on the basis of your zip code?
Yep.
So you brought that up years ago, and it seemed such like a hypothetical. It would never happen. And then he's promoting it to the point where they're talking about it like in an exciting fashion. Can't wait till the city is running the grocery stores here.
Oh, I like the schools.
Yeah.
By the way, one of the little notes I wrote down, I think I put it in today's commentary. I don't call them public schools. I call them government schools. That's what they are.
Right. Yeah,
but now the phrase state schools sounds even harder hitting. That's what they are. They're state schools, and you run into state-educated imbeciles all over the place.
Uneducated, yeah. 1 in 3 eighth graders don't read on the level.
You said something as part of a commentary that is like, it's stuck out in my head now on a regular basis. You talked about that the goal was to just get you educated enough to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it comes down to. Have you ever seen the documentary Waiting for Superman? It's about 15 years ago, and it's all about the school system, and it focuses on the public schools in New York versus those private schools that these kids are trying to get into. And it talks about the track system and how the whole goal is to let's put you on the right track so that we have an educated worker who is there just to do what we tell them to do.
Well, there's a great book by a man named John. I don't know if he's still alive right now, but if he is, he's got severe, he's old, has dementia. John Taylor Gatto, Gatto. He was the teacher of the year in New York State at one time. And the book is called The Underground History of American Education. You read that book, and as my father would have said, your eyes will bug out like a stomped-on bullfrog.
That's very descriptive.
And that's where you get into some of the documents and the quotes from people like Woodrow Wilson and others who oversaw the creation of government education, state education. And a lot of people were very concerned. We can't educate these people too much. If we do, they're going to be a threat to us.
A threat to our power, a threat to our money.
They're going to demand more. They're going to expect more.
If you can ever find that book, and it's very big and very thick.
Underground History of American Education.
Yeah, they're going to put that one on the list for sure. Funny, we were talking about Mom Donnie, all the free stuff. Did you see Elizabeth Warren yesterday? I want to play you a piece of. Do you have that Elizabeth Warren audio?
I'm more worried about Elizabeth Hurley. What?
She's my favorite too. Although she's dating Billy Ray Cyrus, that can't be good.
What kind of worm crawled into her brain?
I have no idea.
God.
I don't know what happened there.
I thought she was classy.
Yeah, she was. So did I. Things have diminished rapidly.
I don't know how Billy Ray Cyrus, how old he is, but he finally peaked.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he's outkicked his coverage because she's stunning, and he is. I'm not sure what to make of Billy Ray Cyrus, but I want you to hear this piece of audio. She's talking about Mom Donnie. Listen to where she says the Democrat Party's going.
You know why I'm here? I'm here because affordability is the central issue all over this country. And New York City is proof of that. When someone stands up and says, I will lead this city by making it more affordable. And here are my plans, real plans to deliver on childcare, plans to deliver on housing, plans to deliver. We're going to experiment. We're going to try things on groceries. That is the Democratic message. The difference between the two parties is that one party is making it clear they're here for the billionaires, right? Donald Trump and the Republicans in Washington just passed a tax and spend big ugly bill that says we're going to take 17 million Americans off health care so that we can give trillions of dollars in tax giveaways to a handful of billionaires and billionaire corporations.
That's all she said. If you take nothing else away, when she talks about price controls and the government handling everything, she said That's the Democrat message.
Right.
We want to control it all.
It's no longer works just to go after millionaires.
No,
because she's one of them.
Because she's one of them.
Yeah, why doesn't it? It's because our economic system has created a buttload of millionaires. So now you have to go after the billionaires.
Yeah.
And has she ever been gainfully employed anywhere?
Not that I'm aware.
Just in the school system, from what I understand.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And
Mamdani.
Yeah, has he ever been gainfully employed in the private sector?
No, I think he's comes from
Comes from a lot of money.
Comes from wealth.
Yeah.
Which I got no problem with. That's the
Mom's a
thing.
Bollywood director.
Yeah, I got no
Worth
problem
millions.
with him coming
You
from
ever
wealth.
write down a list of all the jobs you've had?
Yeah, well, no, but I could go through them in my head for sure. I started at 14 at Dalton Parks and Recreation Department mopping the bathrooms.
Did you?
Yeah.
My first job with a paycheck other than delivering papers was a pin setter.
Oh, at a bowling alley?
At a bowling alley.
Okay.
I stood behind the pins, and I'd lift up my feet when the ball came.
Yeah.
And then I'd reset the pins.
I thought Southwest Texas baseball camp was enough when I was babysitting six-year-olds.
Yeah.
That sounds actually worse.
There you go.
Better.
We've got a game we want to play with you, Neil Bortz.
Oh, boy, what's that?
You want to explain
I'm
it to
getting
him
kicked out
before-
already?
No, we got another
not
whole
at all.
segment. What are you talking about?
Not at all. So, and this will be coming up in the next segment, Neil. We're big into AI around here. And we have been experimenting with AI Neil Bortz for quite a while. And I will just tell you that it continues to evolve, and we're a little bit concerned. And so we'll get a chance to play some AI Neil Bortz for you and see what you think, because it's growing.
I've done some embarrassing things, you know.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to take this up a notch.
I think you're going to like it. I think you'll get a kick out of it. I think you'll get a good laugh, as will everybody else. Next on Extra 106.3.
There was those hookers, for instance.
Yeah.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Tuesday, August the 5th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the opening game of their three-game series at home against the Milwaukee Brewers last night. 3-1 the final from Truist Park. Tonight, it'll be Joey Wentz on the mound for the Braves. Freddie Peralta will be on the mound for the Brewers. First pitch is set for 7:15. You can hear that game on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, Falcons training camp continues today, just has been going on this entirety of this week. Another practice at 9:30 in the morning from Flowery Branch. But at the end of the week, the Falcons will play their first preseason game this Friday as they host the Detroit Lions. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
More than intelligent, it's thoughtful. Not just spacious, it's sensuous and stylish. And along with the sure-footed all-wheel drive, the GLC SUV is now available as an efficient, effusive, and effective plug-in hybrid. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLC 350e 4MATIC SUV. Just $489 per month for 24 months with $56.53 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes tax, tag title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details. More than intelligent, it's thoughtful. Not just spacious, It's sensuous and stylish. And along with the sure-footed all-wheel drive, the GLC SUV is now available as an efficient, effusive, and effective plug-in hybrid. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLC 350e 4MATIC SUV. Just $489 per month for 24 months with $56.53 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape, and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Xtra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Xtra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Xtra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra at Xtra 1063. Our guest today, who's usually with us on the phone or over the internet from Naples, the talk master, Neal Boortz in studio. Been here with us since about 7:03. Another segment to go, and it's always a good day when Neal's in the studio. So also joined by Roddy from CPAPs, et cetera, in Alpharetta, who Neal endorses, and Neal credits with saving his life, man. It's always good to have him. His daughter's here with us as a Georgia Tech student. So we got. Who
is not studying gender studies, by the way.
Probably the smartest person in the room based on what she's studying.
Well, she's studying chemistry, and I had to take every chemistry class twice just to get a passing grade.
You know, the other thing maybe people don't realize about Georgia Tech, when one of the big media outlets did a study on the universities with the most freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Auburn University, number one in the nation.
Really good.
Most freedom of speech. Dead last, Harvard University.
No surprise.
And you know,
what a shocker.
Georgia Tech was in the top 10.
What
freedom
about
of
Emory?
Speech I don't recall seeing Emory. I'm sure they were in there somewhere.
Well, Emory
probably toward the bottom.
Well, Emory Hospital and Emory Medical saved my wife's life, so I have
all right.
great affection for.
Sure,
for
I
Emory.
understand. I don't know where they fell as far as freedom of speech, but I was proud of those Yellow Jackets.
Remember before the 16 election, I think it was, or whatever. One election, when people took chalk and wrote the word Trump on some sidewalks around Emory. Did you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And oh my God, they called out the mental health.
It was a microaggression.
For the students.
So silly.
Oh, are you okay?
I saw something written on chalk.
Somebody wrote Trump on his.
By the way, think of that.
Do we have to hospitalize you?
For as long as Neal was doing the syndicated show, the fact that they would have to come up with terms like microaggression. Could you imagine, like, in the 90s, you're
Unreal.
like, so everybody, just so you know, 20 years from now, they're going to come up with microaggression, which means it's a little thing, but it's going to hospitalize you.
Listen, I have a PhD in microaggression.
I bet you're more macro.
Yeah. No, there's no microaggression.
Exactly right. We've got a great game that Los has come up with to play with Neal Boortz. Los, take it away, man.
Yeah, so, and this was back in the past. We've been
I have a lot of past.
Well, we've been experimenting with AI Neal Boortz, and this is kind of the growth of AI. We have used it to try a couple of different things. For instance, when the radio station was having all the promos with you on them and talking about, like, here's what's going on, and it'd always be like, Neil Bortz, 106.3. We decided to create our own AI Neil Bortz and to have him talk about some crazy stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard this one, but take a listen.
Did you know the Earth is flat? Yes, NASA has been lying to you for all of these years. Government lying to you, imagine that. So Donna and I took the Bortz ship out to the ocean, determined to sail to the end of the Earth. That's the place where the polar ice caps hold the Earth together and keep it from spilling out into space. You know what we found when we got there? A little island where the society grows pineapples. And those pineapples are very helpful in my neighborhood these days. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
It's just the most random.
Well, you know, I had a thought last night about the flat Earth people.
What did you think?
See?
Yeah.
Okay, they think the Earth is flat and has a dome over it.
Yes.
Right.
Who does maintenance on that dome?
I guess.
What happens if there's a crack? Who fixes it?
There's a Netflix documentary where it has them. It's called like Behind the Curve. They're just lonely people. That's all. They just want a community. In the way that, listen, I find sports people like SEC football. Hey, we're all in this together. That's all they are, Neil. They're just lonely people.
Behind the Curve.
Yeah, Behind the Curve is the Netflix. I don't know if it's still there. I'll see if I can.
Do you have
find
Netflix
it for you.
so you can look it up and watch it?
I have some dear friends.
Yeah, he
in
does. He's
Atlanta
got Poop Cruise.
who've bought into that.
Oh, they believe they're flat earthers.
They do. There's a big ice wall that surrounds this thing.
Well, yeah. I mean,
well, what's on the bottom?
I don't have any idea.
In that documentary, they go to different conferences and they all just hang out with one another. That's all.
And
It's
have
just
drinks.
It's just a bunch of lonely people. This is what they have found.
But
That's all.
isn't that what most of the conspiracy theorists like that? Isn't that what they're all looking
that's
for?
what liberals think conservatives are like.
Right, they did, but then now we are the majority. I mean, common sense has made a comeback, and so they're in the minority by crazy amounts. I mean, the approval ratings.
By the way, I'm changing my voter registration
to
a Republican.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Interesting.
this first time ever? He's always been libertarian.
Well, I'm registered libertarian.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So
if it's good enough for Sydney Sweeney, by God, it's good enough.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. Good for her. And did you see, we figured out why they hate Sydney Sweeney. So it had nothing to do with the genes, nothing to do with the ad. She's a registered Republican. That's why they hate her. And did you see the video of her with the 9mm? She looked like she looked like she belonged in the army.
She was cycling that thing pretty quickly.
She was amazing.
Well, there's a place called Deep Lake down there near Naples, and I take my 1911 out there all the. By the way, I see your bag back here with the AR in it.
No, see, you weren't supposed to notice, Neil.
You can't help it.
We have to protect the building.
We love to shoot steel. Ever shoot steel?
I don't believe I have.
That's steel targets.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Yes, I have. A summer ago, up in right where North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina kind of come together. Most people don't realize there's mountains in South Carolina. Friend has a place over there, and they have an outdoor range, and it's got steel targets. Yeah. And it's loud too when it hits.
Clank, clank, clank,
clank, clank. Yeah, it's great. It's
very,
great.
very rewarding.
Yes, sir, it is.
So we tried a little bit of a different thing when it came to AI Neil Bortz. We started feeding it all of your jokes. All of your jokes that you always throw out in your commentaries. You always throw out like good, funny commentary.
Don't you tell no stories. No. You know what you're doing.
So we have now, as it's grown, it's evolved. It's now been spitting this sort of stuff back at us. Take a listen.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? What kind of bees make milk? Boobies.
Oh, come on.
Laughing hysterically.
I am no Nate Bargatze, that's for sure.
Did that not work?
That's perfect.
I was kind of thinking, and it just keeps coming up with different ones.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? How did Burger King get Dairy Queen pregnant? He forgot to wrap his Whopper.
Oh!
I'm laughing because it's funny.
AI created these jokes?
These are all AI created.
Yeah.
Can you tell when my commentaries are written by?
About every other.
There's always going to be that aspect right now of AI where it doesn't have the same soul.
Yeah, you can just tell.
It doesn't have that same energy.
Yeah, it says it, but there's no life behind it. I mean, you can obviously tell that when you hear.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like you, but it doesn't have your panache. It doesn't have that energy.
AI is so. I told AI. I said, when my granddaughter got her driver's license, I said, create a picture of my granddaughter driving well, I'm not going to mention what kind of car she drives, but create the picture. And I created it and sent it to my granddaughter. Nice AI, Grandpa.
Well, she knew immediately.
But they put her on the wrong side of the car.
Well, that's so cool.
Yeah, see,
she's so lovely,
that's
too.
the issue with AI. It's always just a little bit off right now.
And that just looks like she's in London somewhere driving because she's on the opposite side. Maybe that's it. But what a cool picture, though.
Oh, yeah. AI just said, can you send us a picture of your granddaughter? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Now we'll put her in the... I forgot to say, she's not in Britain.
Well,
they put her on the wrong side of the car.
I got a kick out of putting Tug in all sorts of crazy scenarios. I would just send him pictures of just like, here's Tug doing this, here's Tug, and it. In fact, I took one picture where I asked it to make a cartoon version of Tug, and then I sent it to him, and he was like, "That's really sharp. I'm going to use that on my radio show."
Good. It did. I was really.
He's like, I'm going to use that on my radio show.
Absolutely,
it's going to get out of control, guys. Let me hear another one of the Bortz jokes.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? What do you get when you cross human DNA with goat DNA? You get kicked out of the petting zoo. I'm the most fun at parties.
Okay, that one's funny.
The goal has been accomplished. We're making Neil laugh.
That one is...
we got him.
And AI Neil.
AI Neil Bortz got him.
So good.
He's going to leave. He's going to be like, I got to tell
I'll
you.
use that one.
That's right. Yeah, that won't be... That's going to show up on Facebook somewhere or on one of his social networks.
What did you do? You fed my voice to them, I guess.
Yeah.
And then said, make a joke out of it.
And it only asked, it asked for 30 seconds. And so now the scammers are picking this sort of stuff. Like you were the first person who said you need to come up with a password to be able to share with your family. It is wild how much it's now able to mimic what the voices are supposed to sound like.
Well, there's one out there says speak a few words here, and then we're gonna put create a recording of you singing, and I can't sing.
I don't believe that.
No, I cannot.
All right.
No.
Oh, it'll make you.
Yeah, we can turn you into a singer.
But I created. I asked it to create the song with my voice of that country hit. I'm Gonna Love You Forever, and I created that for my wife.
Oh,
sweet.
I know that's gooey, isn't it?
No, it's
Forever
fine.
Never Amen. You talking about the Randy Travis song? What song are you talking about?
Yeah, Randy Travis.
So
God,
good.
what a great voice that man had.
And they've just released a new song with Randy Travis done through AI with a song that he was going to be a part of.
Yeah.
You got the last one of those? Do we got time?
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? Why did the sperm cross the road?
Oh, nice.
Because I put the wrong socks on this morning.
Oh! I don't know where to go with that.
You're welcome, Atlanta.
1 out of 5 ain't bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We got to laugh out of you once. That's all that matters.
Are you kicking me out already?
No, you can stay as long as you want to, man. If you're here, you can be here with us. We've got to hit a Fox News update, and we'll be back with more with Bortz.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3.
Hey everybody, Neil Bortz here. Enjoy today as I spend an hour with Tug and Los in the morning. Just arrived in Atlanta from the Sonoran Desert. Went from 108 degrees to 77. So I'm going to chum the waters a little bit. The first stop, beaches in Naples. We're having a problem. It seems like on the weekends, the hood rats from Miami like to drive across Alligator Alley and visit the Naples beaches. Some of these beaches by Sunday evening are full of garbage. And I think in the near future, you can look for Collier County commissioners to enact a law banning speakers on the beaches. Nobody wants to listen to crap rap. Something else. A week from today, Kamala Harris is coming out with her book. Now, I'm just doing this to remind you because I know all of you are so eager to read about her 107-day or whatever it was presidential campaign. A change in my vernacular. Read something today that rang this bell. It's no longer government education, it's state education. And henceforth, we will start referring to some of these young idiots as state educated. I think that conveys the message a little bit stronger. Plus, more and more in respected newspapers and on TV, I hear respected journalists using the phrase innocent until proven guilty. Sorry, that's wrong. It's presumed innocent until proven guilty, and that only applies to the government. If you want to call somebody a murderer or a thief, you don't have to wait until they're proven guilty in a court of law. Go ahead, call them out. Truth is a defense, just in case they sue you for slander. Okay, back to my retired life. Neil Boortz Extra 106.3.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
Will Israel try to take over and occupy Gaza? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what the Security Cabinet will consider today, with no ceasefire deal in place with Hamas. Fox's Alex Hogan reports.
After truce talks fell through, Israeli officials are now reportedly discussing expanding the offensive in the Strip. It's been 668 days since the start of the war. Of the hostages still held in Gaza, 20 are believed to still potentially be alive. Among them is Evyatar David. Hamas released a video of the 24-year-old appearing emaciated in a tunnel.
Now, there's also an international outcry about starving Palestinians and deadly attacks on crowds near Gaza food distribution sites. The U.S. and Israel are blaming Hamas for stealing a lot of the food that's been sent in. Dozens of Democratic Texas lawmakers remain out of state to block a vote in the legislature on congressional redistricting that could give the GOP 5 more House seats in the 2026 elections. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick tells Fox.
We've had over 2 million people move here in the last couple of years. They're voting more and more Republican, and they deserve and want Republican representation in Congress.
And as Governor Abbott threatens to arrest the lawmakers and try to bring them back to Texas.
Some Democratic governors like New York Governor Kathy Hochul and California Governor Gavin Newsom are threatening to retaliate. They're considering options to redraw their own state congressional lines if Republicans in Texas move forward with their plans.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. The Trump administration is escalating a new investigation into an old one, reviewing what the president calls the Russia hoax.
Attorney General Pam Bondi signed this order directing an unnamed U.S. federal prosecutor to take evidence to a grand jury relating to an alleged conspiracy to tie then 2016 presidential candidate Donald Trump to Russia.
Fox's David Spunt, Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard's recently declassified documents she alleges shows intel about Russian influence was manipulated by the Obama administration. America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Get the Extra 106.3 app.
Yeah, I got your app. I'm so glad Conservative Talk is back on the air.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. 8 o'clock hours brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert 770 Get Heat, centralheat.com. The Talk Master came through town and has been so kind to sit with us, and we got him underwear. And we bought him underwear, and he's because of that gift, because of that kind gesture from Front Office Los, he's going to stay another segment with us.
Right, yeah, my wife just texted me. I'm hungry.
That's the bat signal. She's like, get back here.
You can say a lot in 2 words.
Can you deliver the some breakfast? Maybe wearing those new skivvies that you got.
Yeah, I know when my wife texts me, "Where are you?" That's like the bat signal of you better be home.
You want me to open my phone and show you how many "Where are you" texts I got?
Oh yeah,
it's just all.
Where are you? I'm like, oh no. I'm like, the only saving grace I have is I'm with Tug.
Yeah, so you can blame me.
It's the only time where she's like, totally
I don't
fine.
have a Tug in Naples.
I know you need a Tug. Everybody needs a Tug.
That's what I'm
what
saying.
he does.
Well, invite me down, and
He's your beard.
Yes, exactly. Not gonna lie, he is my beard. That's what happens. As long as I'm with Tug Cowart, my wife's like, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's totally fine.
He can't get you into no trouble.
Yeah, right.
That dumb old hillbilly.
I don't have that in Naples. Oh, I'm going to go out and visit some advertisers, honey. I don't have advertisers in Naples.
That's why you need to invite Los and I down, and we'll do the show from your place.
Telling you, Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Have you considered this some more?
I don't like having people down.
Well, let's go to
a football game.
Let's
then.
go to Indiana. I'm telling you, like one of the coolest things I've done is gone to a Notre Dame game when Georgia played there, and Texas A&M's playing there this year. It'll be so cool.
In Athens, yeah.
Oh no, I was going to say in South Bend, Indiana.
Oh, are they?
Texas A&M will be at Notre Dame.
Aren't the Aggies in Athens this year too?
I believe no. Texas is in.
Texas is in
town.
town.
The T-Sips.
Yeah, that's right.
Bunch of frat rat cookie pin.
Okay, so just so you know,
I don't know what that means.
The reason why they're called T-Sips is they're the T-Sippers. That's the joke that the Aggies always point out, that Aggies passionate about football. Texas, they're the T-Sippers.
And they kick their pinky out. That
exactly.
Type. I know what you mean, man. That makes sense to me. So all you have to do is give me a little bit, and I usually can catch on.
Remember the shooting?
Oh, yeah.
I was on the Texas campus when that happened.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I had been there to do an interview with somebody, but I'm walking down, I can't even name the name of the street, and I hear the gunfire, and then in front of me the window of a store shatters. And I said, oh, God. I figured out what was going on, jumped through that window, went out the back door of the store, got in my car, and drove back to A&M. And by the way, we stole Bevo, too.
Y'all did when you were in school?
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like something would be in a movie like Revenge of the Nerds, not in real life.
You know how stupid these Texas students are?
How stupid?
Well, we stole the cow.
Yeah.
And then they demanded that I'm using the colloquial we.
Okay, yeah.
That the cow be returned to them.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, so the Texas shows up with a trailer to pick up their cow and take it back to wherever it grazes. And but we want it checked out by the veterinary school because we know you got the SMU mascot pregnant one time.
Oh,
it's a steer. Okay, so they wanted it checked out at the veterinary school. So they took the cow over there, and at the veterinary school, they loaded a stuffed longhorn steer onto that trailer to say they got halfway back to Austin before they figured
realized
out that they were hauling a stuffed.
Those T-Sippers.
They had to turn around and come back and get the real cow.
I grew up going to those games because I lived about 40 minutes away, and so I was so inundated. My next door neighbor, they were all Aggies, and obviously, we're heading over to Austin, and so you get really caught up in the culture. I mean, for the longest time, A&M was able to say, we're in the SEC and you aren't.
Yeah, right.
And then once they invited Texas in, they were like, damn it.
What in the world?
Because they were trying to get away from Texas for the longest amount of time.
Well, we're 40 miles away where?
I was in far north San Antonio. I would go straight down 35.
Dirty SA.
Yeah, I would be I would be into Austin within about 40-45 minutes.
Chavano Park?
Yeah.
My parents
further
lived in Chavano Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
More in common
absolutely.
than you did.
Yeah.
Oh,
now they live at the Fort Sam National Cemetery. Well, live,
Yeah.
In a matter of speaking.
Yeah, no, I got it. Russiagate. You've been keeping up with that? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I mean, not with the intensity that I usually put in.
No, I get it.
Yeah, but I've been keeping up with it.
They've put together all the documents that Tulsi Gabbard has declassified, and they're going to put it in front of a grand jury to see if there's enough there to indict. I don't know how this plays out, but I'm glad Trump's doing it, because if you don't set the precedent, this happens again.
Well, it is clear from what I've seen so far. It is clear that someone created this Russian collusion story.
Of course.
And the documentation seems to indicate very strongly that someone was Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
That's right.
I don't know what is indictable there. I haven't studied it from a
Perjury
legal
keeps
standpoint.
coming up. Perjury keeps coming up.
But
as far as for Clapper and Brennan, anyway.
Yeah, but Hillary, God.
I think she's the target. I've told Los this. I think Hillary is the main, should be the main
I think she's
target.
Queen Bee on this thing.
I think because she's the one, it was her campaign that cooked it all up, sold it, or at least told it to Obama, and Obama was like,
well, does it
let's
not
spread
scream that, previously in 2017 when Donald Trump said, it is a former president's wife, I'm turning the other cheek. Remember, people were screaming, lock her up at different stops. Yeah. And he was like, no, we're not doing that. I think at this point he's like, you raided my house. Like it's all on the table now.
Well, I mean, she's a skank from the word go. She
nicest thing you can say.
And
she's a terrible person.
I've had the displeasure of meeting her, and maybe one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life was at that hotel on Hilton Head Island during, I don't know what year it was, but the Renaissance weekend. While she was the first lady at this time, there she is in a damned bathing suit, sunning herself by the pool. And, somebody almost had to do the Heimlich maneuver on me. I mean, that is one of the most horrible things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So, would somebody please put her back in the water? She's gonna drown out here.
She is world famous within the military community. Like, my father-in-law spent 35 years working as a logistician for the U.S. Army. It was known, if anybody was ever on her detail or anywhere she was at, how brutal she was to everyone.
How awful, yeah. Secret Service talks about it, too.
One of the things that she was known for, she would not let military officers wear their uniform in her presence. Like, that was her thing. It's like, I don't want to see it. It was just always just a bad human.
Yeah, she's hard to like.
She is. She is a very bad human. And I'm not going to go over the story of my wife's experience with her again. But
you've told that before. Yeah.
Oh, I have told her. But let's say that my wife is a very, very, very pleasant, kind person. And she referred to Hillary Clinton as a B word.
Oh my! Yeah, and the Queen probably
after having
that interaction,
interacted with her at an evening gathering at the Renaissance Festival.
I think people are starting to see Hillary for what she is, because for a long time, I tell on the show all the time, my mama didn't know that she wasn't a Democrat for years. Like, I kept telling her, I was like, Mama, they don't represent your values at all. And she's like, yeah, but Hillary's. Yeah. And I was like, I can tell you that. I don't think you realize what she is, what she's about. And now, fast forward 5, 6, 7 years, and she, she's kind of figured it out. All she has to do is watch and look. And
where's your mama live?
She just moved to Loganville from Dalton.
They have snakes in Loganville.
Why? Yeah.
Well, then she ought to know what Hillary Clinton is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it took her a while to figure it out. And I would always just point out, I was like, okay, that's your value. Mama, you realize that that's not their values. That's not her values. What you're voting for and what you are totally different.
That's a big mistake that I think that happens, is that oftentimes we project our values onto other people. It's like, they do not have your values.
No. And Los would help me with that a little bit too, because I was always a turn the other cheek. And then I realized through our discussions that if you do, they will do this again, and that's the thing that I refuse to allow happen.
We're going to be up in that territory in a couple of months in the Bortz bus.
Up in Dalton?
LJ.
Oh, love LJ. God, just
they have a motor coach resort there that's brand new. It is one of the nicest in the country. In my mind, it's called Tolona Ridge Motor Coach Resort, and we're going to have about 50 Prevost buses up there for a little rally in a couple of months.
Do we get an invite?
Yeah, can we come up for that?
You want to do your show up there?
Yes.
You want to interview these jerks?
100%.
Yes, absolutely, man.
I'd love to do just an on-site
That'd
and
be
go
so
enjoy.
much fun. What are y'all going to be rallying about?
It's
just enjoying ourselves.
Booze. I mean, we have one guy that has a.
I'm rallying for booze.
Yeah, he has a machine in the bay of his bus that just makes frozen margaritas. He's one of the most.
Count me in.
I'm sure there's something illegal about that.
If they're in the mountains, somebody's making moonshine.
Is LJ a dry county, or are there any dry counties?
No, I think we're okay there.
I think everything's kind of I think.
Yeah, I mean, we do have like some Sunday restrictions on when you can buy in the state, but that's about it.
You got to beat the Baptist to lunch on Sunday.
It's like 12 o'clock. Here we go.
LJ.
Okay.
Hang on. I'm going to look it up and see if there's
TALONA, Talona Ridge.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Brian, who points out it's so damn fun hearing Bortz in studio.
Oh man, it's such a.
Brian is obviously unemployed.
I don't think he is, man. I think he's a hardworking man.
We got a lot of good hardworking people here.
I don't know if you realize how much you still mean to people.
That's really nice. I'm glad I live in Naples where nobody has a clue who the hell I am.
I'm still now. This has gone on. I think this is now about 20 years old. I still remember my wife, and this is at a time before kids. She got a little bit intoxicated, and a guy who was in my wedding, he was a little intoxicated, and they proceeded to argue back and forth about how we're a republic, not a democracy.
Oh, yeah.
And he kept going, I'm telling you, Neil Bort said this. To this day, I still remember, I'm like, Patrick went ahead and just ran circles around my wife about like, no, we're a representative republic.
No, if people knew how just very simply, a lynch mob is a democracy.
Yes, mob rule.
Yeah, okay,
mob rule,
that's it. And people need to learn that. So,
do you have favorite?
Is my wife? No, she's okay.
Yeah, we got about 4 more minutes.
And you've got underwear, so
you got underwear,
so it'll cover your onus.
Boy, she'll be glad to see that.
Yeah. You want her to cover the onus too?
Yeah, she'll be. Cover the what?
The onus.
The onus.
Yeah, cover your onus.
My onus? What the hell are you talking about?
You don't remember us bringing that up one time before?
No.
So we had a scenario, and this has been going on for years, where one guy I used to work with, he would mix up metaphors on a regular basis, and for some reason he thought that the term was the anus is on you
instead of the onus.
And so everyone was like, the what? And so now it's just become this thing on this show where it's like, well, cover up your onus, or the anus is on you to take care of this.
Well, you heard me talk about my daughter the other day.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that it's what tell me about that horse. What horse? Well, you're always saying the horse you rode in on. What horse is that?
Right.
But Nate, do you know Nate Bargatze?
Yeah. No, he's very funny.
He's funny.
Clean.
Very funny guy.
He does a whole bit on one fell swoop. He had a whole bit about his wife said, well, I want to do this in one fell swoop. And so he takes off on that phrase, and it's hilarious. The guy's, I just love him.
He's great. And the fact that he doesn't cuss, I mean, he's
pretty straight.
He's clean cut. Yeah. And that doesn't exist a lot anymore.
He's going to ruin himself, though.
Why?
How so?
That?
He's going to do a sitcom.
Yeah,
Leanne Morgan's doing that right now.
Yeah.
Do you like her?
I do.
I do too, but that sitcom's awful. As funny as she is, and I love her.
That was a 90s mentality, that people wanted to get into stand-up to then get the sitcom.
No, listen, he's making enough money with the stand-up. Leave the sit. No, he's going to hurt himself with this.
Yeah, leave it alone.
I don't know who's advising him, but it's bad advice.
Now, if you do watch, when it comes to Shane Gillis, Tires on Netflix, okay.
Oh, yeah. So is that one okay?
That's an extension.
Okay.
I mean, it's baudy, it's crude, it's funny. I was like, but that's the deal. It's like you go do a sitcom, and then suddenly you're not doing your act anymore.
Yeah.
Well, there's one woman, brunette comic, Leanna something on. Oh my.
Leanna,
no, don't. If you put it on your computer, some of it might leak on the air. You don't want to do that. No.
All right, got it. Yeah, I tell you, it's. Are there when you look back at your time on the radio for so many years, influencing so many people and talking to so many people, are there listeners that you connected with that you became maybe more? Listeners became friends.
Became good friends. Yeah. There were some, not a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm not. I'm not
super friendly?
fun to know.
That's right. I don't believe that.
But true. But yeah, there were some. But you know who was never a listener?
Who's that?
Ever.
Who?
Never. Donna.
Yeah, my wife does not listen to any programming.
Same here.
No.
Whether it was sports or over here, my wife has never been a listener.
So now she'll hear me do a commentary. So like right now when we're in a hotel room and I record a commentary, and then immediately she starts picking my commentary apart.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is, God, girl, I'm so glad you never listened to me on the radio.
Yeah,
but the
we
question
wouldn't have made it 53 years.
The bigger question is she right though?
No,
of course not.
Well, okay, so here's the problem I have with this as well, because I'll be 20 years next year with my wife, and she will hear a small portion of something I brought up. And then, and keep in mind, I've been thinking about it probably for 2 or 3 days. I've probably did a little bit of research. I've probably dug into it the same way that Neil does as well. And suddenly, she wants to talk about it like she's the expert. Even if it's just like a little 10-second snippet that she wants to bring up. I'm like, no, you have not earned it. I don't want to hear about it.
Well, I better be very careful never to bring up the idea that perhaps global warming is not all man-made.
Yeah, right. You mean the environment and the climate's been changing?
Don't even hint that the sunspot activity could be very harsh right now.
Yes.
Don't bring that up.
No, definitely not. Neil, we better get you out so we can get you Wi-Fed. But we want you to take those as a parting gift.
I really,
Is that the most odd gift?
This is a home run.
They're the greatest underwear on the market, I'm telling you.
How many pair in here?
5.
So you got 5 days
of them.
Just enough to get me back home.
That's right. They're so comfortable. You'll love them.
You don't know how happy that makes
Puma
us.
underwear.
By the way, don't ever try to shave with a Harry's razor.
Oh, are they not up to par?
They're not working.
They're not there?
It's like trying to shave with a grizzly bear's paw.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah,
Boy, there goes that endorsement.
They push those pretty hard.
Oh, they're horrible.
We're never going to get a Harry's.
Why did I bring that up? Well, they're just so bad you have to mention them.
Okay, well, then look at there.
Well,
Neil's
the Puma underwear is good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now that's the really good stuff. Now we know the really bad stuff.
That's right. Your wife's going to go, oh.
They have a pretty hefty cod piece on
Yes,
them.
yeah, you'll be well taken care of. And they're very soft and comfortable.
Everybody, Google cod piece.
If you'd like.
And then Merkin after that. Just look up Merkin.
Not at work.
Then
No, don't look up Merkin.
Neil Bartz, the Talkmaster, only on
Thank you,
Extra.
guys.
Dude, it's always so much fun to hang out with Neil. And we're going to figure out a way to get up to LJ and hang out with him there when him and his buddies are having some bourbon drinks or some White Lightning or whatever it is. And maybe do our show from up there. Who knows? You can't ever tell what will happen. When Neil Bartz is on, Extra 106.3.
Neil Bortz is only live on Extra 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, it's Front Office Los for True Prep. Thinking about buying a firearm for home defense or personal safety, but don't know where to start? Start with True Prep. We're a family-owned store focused on education, safety, and community. Our Firearm Fundamentals for First-Time Buyers workshop has been so popular, we've added a new session on August 24th to meet the demand. Learn about the purchasing process, gun safety, selecting the right gun, and more. Visit TruePrep.com. That's TRUPrep.com to sign up today.
Don't miss a very special Atlanta Braves Alumni Night on August 22nd when the Braves celebrate the 30th anniversary of the 1995 World Series team with a pregame parade through the Battery Atlanta, featuring fan favorites from that team like Greg Maddux, Fred McGriff, Javi Lopez, and more. Plus, the first 15,000 fans will receive a 95 World Series replica ring giveaway presented by Coke. Visit Braves.com/promos to get your tickets. Atlanta Braves Baseball, we are Braves Country.
There's a tidal wave of clean car happiness sweeping across Braves country. Tidal Wave Auto Spa is your go-to car wash destination for a game day ready ride. Experience Major League Clean at Tidal Wave, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves. Stay clean car happy all season long with membership discounts, exclusive giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for details.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Hey, it's Flounder here, and this month at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating love with a full month dedicated to the trend-setting, award-winning designs of Gnome Carver and Crown Ring, two of the most iconic names in bridal jewelry. Whether you're shopping for an engagement ring or wedding bands, we've got the largest selection in Atlanta. Special offers all month long, and every piece is backed by our low price guarantee. Even on Gnome Carter's latest Luna collection featuring a patented pillow comfort interior. And here's something you don't want to miss. Wedding Band Weekend is happening August 15th through 17th for 3 days only. Buy one wedding band, get one half off on all wedding bands in the store. It's the perfect time to find your forever rings. Come see us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, or on Fisher Crossings Drive, Sharpsburg. And you can always shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and click Book Appointment for your private consultation with one of our expert jewelers.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Tuesday, August 5th. Derek Dooley, former Tennessee football coach and son of the late Vince Dooley, has entered his name in the Georgia Senate race. Dooley joins current U.S. Congressman Mike Collins and Buddy Carter as the Republicans looking to unseat current Democratic Senator John Ossoff. Governor Brian Kemp has said that he will support Dooley for the GOP nomination. With about a month left in the summer driving season, Georgia gas prices are holding steady at $2.91 per gallon. That's 38 cents lower than this time last year. The national average rose slightly to $3.15 per gallon. Amazon has purchased a 985-acre development site south of Atlanta along I-75. No official word from Amazon yet, but reports say the land could be used for a data center. Amazon paid $270 million for the land. And as students head back to class in Cobb County, they're joined by some four-legged friends helping to keep students safe. 8 canine units trained specifically to detect weapons and explosives have been deployed across the school district. They'll rotate through different campuses throughout the school year. Today's weather, cloudy and the rain continues with temperatures in the high 60s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Dude, so much fun. Spending that hour and 20 minutes with Neil Bortz. I was talking to Jeray about it. I mean, how long have we listened to that dude? When Neil was in his prime and on 350, 400 radios, or whatever the number was, gigantic.
Right, hated across the country and loved by many of us.
That's exactly right. And I listen to him every day. So to have the opportunity to sit down with him for an hour and a half and just talk and get his opinion, his feedback. He was jovial. He laughed about the underwear joke. He thought that was great.
The underwear of all things. He was like, and then he kept. Okay, so for those of you who aren't on YouTube, Neil kept sticking his finger into the box
because it has the opening.
Because it has the opening, and he just kept looking at oh, these are soft. Like these are really comfortable. Soft. Like this microfiber. I think this is gonna feel really good. It's like he just kept oh, okay, that's gonna work out well.
We need you to write a Costco review for some underwear.
For some Puma underwear.
Who would have thought?
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz?
Yes.
What's better than roses on a piano? Tulips on your organ. I'm laughing because it's funny.
That's right. Yes, you are right.
And then, of course, the fun part about AI Neil Bortz, Neil's laughing in the studio, and he's like, do another one.
Yeah, I know, right? He asked for us to play. Do you got the one that he liked? The one about the goat?
Yeah, the goat one.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? What do you get when you cross human DNA with goat DNA? You get kicked out of the petting zoo. I'm the most fun at parties because I laugh.
And the deal, dude, the fact that he was like, "That's funny. I'm going to use that."
He goes, I'm using that one later today.
Post that on Facebook. So good, so good. And we need to say hello to Terry Fountain this morning.
Yeah, shout out Terry. Thanks for checking us out.
And you already hit Brian Reagan, but we'll hit Brian again just for just the fact that they love hearing Neil Bortz, and
it's
we
just
we
fun.
Get it.
It's nostalgic. Man. There's something to when you end up retiring, and especially when it comes to this broadcast business, you go away for a couple of months, and it was at sometimes as if you never existed. And so to have Neil, who hasn't been on the air full time in 12 years now, 14 years, something along those lines, and yet still has a home here. And people still respond. It's like, that is a really cool it's just a little reminder of like, hey, man, you built a really cool legacy.
And people respond to it, just like you're saying. People reaching out. And that's why I asked him about, having favorite listeners that he became friends with. He said there was very few because he's a very guarded guy to begin with.
He doesn't tell us where he is.
And we have never have an idea. And we have
like, where are you at? I'm in the Bortz bus. Where at?
Out west.
Out west. It doesn't tell us.
The fact that he said he'll tell you afterwards. I've been to Arizona, but I was really surprised that he brought up that he was going to LJ. Obviously, he didn't tell us when he was going to LJ, but he just said he was going up there at some point. And he's pretty guarded. He told me off the air before that last segment, Los. He said I used to do this funny bit on the show where I would bring in people that had nothing in common, like a pastor and a dominatrix and a food, a food service worker. And he said I would just put them on and let them talk. And it was people that should not have anything in common. And by the end of the segment, they had all kind of become friends. They'd all find some commonality. And that was the whole point of the bit. And he called it the Lunch Bunch. And I thought that was a really cool idea. He was cutting edge. He was a guy that really thought about the things that he wanted to do on the show, and to hear, the pastor and the dominatrix actually have an exchange that was
have some sort of common ground.
Yeah, which you wouldn't expect. And I bet they probably didn't hang out after the show or anything. But in that moment,
they found
a commonality.
Some thing they can talk about.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. He asked me not to share one of the stories, but
but I'm going to do it anyway.
But I may do it anyway.
Don't share it.
Well, no, I'm just kind of give you an idea.
You got that man underwear.
That's right, which he really liked. He really enjoyed. He was really happy about it. Yeah. He just said there was a person he had on that got themselves in trouble. And he didn't tell me, obviously didn't go into what they did for a living or anything. But when they got in trouble, they had his show in their day planner. So when they arrested this person, they're going through and they're like, hang on, you're supposed to be hanging out with Neil Bortz at noon? So all of a sudden, his name, he gets a call and he explained what had happened, that he had him on the show, which was super funny. And Neil's one of those guys that is just timeless, and I love the fact that he wasn't afraid to talk about the Texas Democrats and what they should do, because obviously that's where he's from, and he loves Texas. And then to talk about Pocahontas, and I wish we would have brought that headline up from the New York Post.
And by the way, how small of a world where his parents lived like 2 minutes from where I grew up.
No kidding.
He's like, Chavano Park. And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, the headline in the New York Post, this is having Mamdani and Warren. It says, African American meets Native American. Mamdani and Warren in Liars Summit.
Yeah, that's right.
You're getting, apparently, and I haven't gotten a chance to double check all this sort of stuff, but apparently the New York Post is expanding.
To California.
Yeah.
Going to do a California Post.
We'll talk about hitting people in the face with stuff that they're not really sure they're ready for it. Yeah.
I think it's great. I hope it works. And I don't
tell you why. When you and I have our show on MSNBC, it's going to be the most highly rated show.
Right.
And we will have so many death threats. It's going to be awesome. So many death threats.
And Neil, that's why he's so protective of where he goes.
Yeah, because he would get death threats.
A handful of those that came through and actually made it.
And again, we're not like we're not on 350 stations. But yet, when I would get weird stuff, I'm like, well, let's get the authorities involved.
Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
because people are nuts.
Yeah, they are, and you have to be careful. And we appreciate you listening that aren't nuts. And I guess the nutballs.
If you're a little nuts, that's fine.
Yeah. Half my family's a little nuts. I've told you about my cousin Curtis plenty of
Looking
times.
at you, Terry. Come on, Terry.
Come on.
Be a little bit nuts.
Yes. Michael Smerconish is a guy that you wouldn't expect that would agree with Donald Trump on much of anything. But surprisingly, Los, it's not the case at all. He actually does have an agreement point.
Yeah. This was...
It's almost like the Neil story, right? You people that don't belong together.
You find a common ground with certain people. And in this case, I want you to check out this piece of audio. In this case, this is one of those where when you start explaining it, it makes a lot more sense.
It might sound counterintuitive, but maybe what's in the party's best interest is to, dare I say, agree with Trump from time to time. Acknowledge wins on issues like NATO, trade, and the border, which have yielded some positive results, even while disagreeing with the way in which they can. It's a good thing that migration through our previously porous borders has slowed to a trickle, and that our NATO allies have agreed to increase their contribution from 2 to 5% of gross domestic product, and that the markets, despite having just had a rough week, have done well in the year to date. Inflation seems to be tamed. Plus, while Trump's tariff policy looked like it was implemented by the seat of his pants, thus far, all the doomsday fears have not panned out.
This was the point I've been making now for months. If you're going to go at Donald Trump, you have to agree with portions of his agenda.
You can't help it. You can't miss it. You have to lie to overlook it.
And then you have to give alternatives to what you would do to enhance things that have worked. You can't just be, I can't stand that guy. None of it works.
But it's
not going to work.
But that's what MSNBC is. That's what CNN is.
That's been the mentality. And Michael Smerconish is making the point. You got to agree with things that are working, and then you can talk about enhancing it. I've brought up no tax on tips. That ends up expiring in 2028. If it continues to go in the direction where it's going to be popular for the country, especially for hourly workers,
which it will,
or anyone else who's working a significant amount of overtimes where you will not be taxed on that, that's where you have to bring that up as a Democrat. You should, if you're not a moron, and say, you know, I like this. This is working for our constituency, but I want to make it permanent. Alternative view of what is currently working.
But and there was an element of that. I'm sure Kamala didn't come up with it, because right after Trump announced it, she announced it as if it was her idea, which looked foolish because Trump had already announced it days before, or a week before. That's where they can't. That's where they shoot themselves in the foot, because you can't try to steal something and claim it as yours. What you're saying is right. You say, I think this is right, but the fact that he's letting it expire, how could he do that? That would be the logical way to go. That would be a way to bring that into your message, right, and roll it in. But that's the thing. They won't do that. Smerconish is right on this, and they won't. They won't listen. They're going to whine and complain.
Like, NATO spending is not on the top of my radar. It's just not. But yet Donald Trump made it a point. Y'all are going to spend. If you want defense, you're going to have to spend. It's not coming out of our
5%.
pocket in the same way.
What is due?
And sure enough, they stepped up and said, okay, fine. In the same way that you got your European Union, you got your tariff deal that you wanted, that's going to get signed, and everything's going to be taken care of from there.
It's interesting, I think. I'm
just saying. I was like, these are not top of my radar sorts of deals because it's not affecting me on a regular basis. But these are those aspects where you have to say, hey, did a good job there.
Yeah, why would you not?
And if you can't, you got a problem.
And Smerconish is so correct when he points it out. Democrats are not going to listen to that. They're going to whine and complain like they always do. But Los, they've got a new plan. Instead of listening, instead of doing what you suggested, and Michael Smerconish is suggesting, their new plan is they're going to spend $110 million on content creation that'll convince you that communism is the way to go. Problem is, communism is not the way to go. So it doesn't matter how much you spend. It's a bad message. It's a bad idea, and people will reject it. But nope, they're going to fund people like JoJo from Jersey and whomever else to get on and create content that will fail, just like that SAM project I told you about.
Yeah.
in the New York Times where they spent $20 million. They hired the overweight lesbian woman to tell American men how to think and what to think and to relate to them. It's going to fail.
If you want to try and get back American men, maybe you should hire a man.
Or hire Sydney Sweeney.
No, that works too.
Because look at what it's done for American Eagle outfielders. Their stock is through the roof. They've sold out of all the Sydney Sweeney style jeans. Everything is trending. And I love the fact that American Eagle's not backing away. They had a big old billboard.
Yeah, they're like, she's hot. This is working. She's hot.
Square. It's exactly right.
And again, she's not my type. But I love this entire scenario. It's so great. It's so hilarious that we are. This is how I say we're back. Having a hot woman that's actually then, netting results. Think about how crazy we were just 3-4 years ago, where a major company thought, let's put a man pretending to be a 12-year-old girl on beer cans. And now we're back to hot chicks. We have healed. We have fixed. What a deranged mentality that 2020 rigged election then created in this country.
But I think that's part of it, is the fact that people saw the 2020 election for what it is. They're seeing Russiagate for what it is. They see the left doing, like you're talking about, the crazy advertising that doesn't connect to most of anyone. And that's the correction. It's just course correction. It's just natural. Anytime it goes way over here, it's going to course correct. It has to. Because nobody's going to go along with this. Nobody's going to say, yeah, I think that dude that fashions himself as a woman is a guy that I can relate to. Who says that? Nobody. Nobody's saying that.
I would like to have a gentle reminder that Joe Biden received 4 million more votes than Donald Trump did in an election where he won the popular vote and won all 7 swing states.
Did he? They still hang on it, though. They still use that as a talking point.
Oh, what happened to your 4 million voters? Where'd they go? What happened to 4 million people? Were they all deported at the same time? Where did they go?
It's funny you bring that up because you see the thing that's happening at the hospitals out in California. Saying, just like you brought up the traffic the other day, there was a nurse saying hospitals, the emergency rooms are empty.
Yeah.
Empty.
They're supposed to be. It's supposed to be for emergencies.
Right.
Man. It hurts being this correct about this stuff. And the more you deport, the more your life's going to improve. You'll see. You'll come around to it.
It's easy. It's easy to figure out.
81 million votes, my ass.
That's exactly right. There's no way. Not a chance.
By the way, when we were at the end of the board segment, did you notice how we were all just throwing out different stuff to look up?
Yes.
And I gave you the Merkin wig?
Yes.
You know what that is?
I don't. I'm afraid to ask.
There was an era where, because of lice, people would get rid of their excess hair and then use a wig in order to make them look like they were healthy.
Oh, well, look at there. Ooh.
Like that.
Oh, God. Close. I hope you're not seeing that on YouTube. Good.
Merkin wig. And the fact that Neil Bortz looked at me immediately was like, I was like, you sick man. I love it.
You dirty. When we come back, Greg Abbott's going to fix the state's Democrats' little red wagon. It's a serious charge that he's talking about. We'll do that and maybe give you a little hit of some of the Neil Bortz stuff that we got the biggest laughs out of. Next on Xtra 106.3.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Tuesday, August the 5th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the opening game of their 3-game series at home against the Milwaukee Brewers last night. 3-1 the final from Truist Park. Tonight, it'll be Joey Wentz on the mound for the Braves. Freddie Peralta will be on the mound for the Brewers. First pitch is set for 7:15. You can hear that game on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, Falcons training camp continues today, just has been going on this entirety of this week. Another practice at 9:30 in the morning from Flowery Branch. But at the end of the week, the Falcons will play their first preseason game this Friday as they host the Detroit Lions. With the sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
That rain ain't going to stop, man. It's been raining for a couple days. Supposed to, if I'm not mistaken, looking at the old weather app, because we don't give you weather every 6 minutes. Not a need to when you can just look at your phone. But it's supposed to rain through it only forecasts out till next Thursday. There's a 35 is as low as it goes, 35% chance of rain for the next, 10 days or something. So what does that mean for your home? Is water getting in there? Is it coming through the roof? Is it coming through the siding? Where is the water getting in? Is it those windows that the water is seeping in? We'd ran into that before we replaced our windows, where we're getting moisture around the edges of the windows. Water in your house is the most disastrous thing that could happen. So how do you cure that problem? Well, I recommend you call the boys at Southern Exteriors. 877-9-SOUTHERN, southernexteriors.co. They do windows and doors. They high-quality home window installation replacement services for homeowners looking to improve their property's appearance and energy efficiency, which leads to a better overall value. So windows and doors. They do gutters. They do roofing, which is another big issue when it's raining a whole bunch, because it ain't going to stop trying to get into your house. It is going to find every way in, and it will win. So call Southern Exteriors to get that roof repaired or replaced, depending on where you need and what you need. Siding, moisture getting behind the siding, making it puff up a little bit, especially if you got that hardy plank siding or whatever it is. They can fix all this, and then they specialize in screened-in porch installation. So get all the cosmetic stuff done, get all the important things done, keep the weather out of your house, and then put you on a screened-in back porch and enjoy your home. You can save 10% on any job, or you can get 12 months at 0% financing at southernexteriors.co or by calling them at 877-9-SOUTHERN.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Surveys reveal that peace of mind is a paramount concern for people approaching retirement. So, Coach Pete, what helps bring that peace of mind?
That sound means financial fill-up. That means every single year in retirement, you get a new check delivered to your checking account. And if you pass away, your spouse continues to get that check. That's where the value starts really hitting, because a lot of people pass away and they leave their spouse with nothing but bills. And then the spouse has to change zip codes in a bad way, like move out of this neighborhood, move over there to that apartment. So the secret of life is get on that green brick road and make sure that you have that financial fill-up strategy, which will deliver a check to you regardless of what happens in the stock market. This is not stock market money. This is safe money. Now, we like the stock market, but we like the stock market only after we have our safe money and our retirement income number planned out.
A comprehensive review, no cost, no obligation, with Coach Pete's local trusted advisor, Craig Chandler of Chandler Wealth Management. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
Need a break from all the political talk? Tune into Holy Crap It's Sports with Pete Davis every weekday at 5:20 on The Kimmer Show. It's your daily dose of what's hot in the sports world, from the field to the locker room, with Pete's unfiltered opinion and a side of laughs. It's smart, it's funny, it's sports with edge. Holy Crap It's Sports. Catch it at 5:15 only on The Kimmer Show on Extra 106.3.
Not only could they lose their seat in the Texas legislature, they could also be charged with taking bribes. That is what the setup is out in Texas. We talked about this a little bit, Los, with Neil Bortz, because you are both from Texas, and this is such a big story that Greg Abbott is fighting fire with fire. I admire him so much, and I think he should embrace Governor Hot Wheels. I would get me a Hot Wheels sponsorship. I would embrace every bit of it just to rub it in her face, talking about Jasmine Crockett, especially knowing that she's on her way out.
Well, we're in a situation now where they have informed the Texas Rangers, which, by the way, I love the fact that we have like our own Texas Rangers. And they've got a storied history in the state where, especially in 2020, they're all racist. Well, y'all deal with it. So outside of that, they are now in a situation where they have told the Democrats, you have until 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do what we didn't do 4 years ago. We're going to kick you out of office. And we'll get to replace you with whoever we want. So if you want to show back up and act like adults and not run off to some other state, fine. But by the way, the fact that you did accept flights to head over to somewhere else, that's a bribe. You got a problem there, too.
That's right.
So get your asses back to Austin.
I mean, and this is the sad part about it, the silly part about it, is that you don't have the mainstream media trying to hold them to account. For the most part, they're either giving them the out or what. There are a few people, though. Unexpectedly, Chuck Todd, he called them out. And a couple people on CNN.
Chuck Todd said it was not in the best interest of democracy when you claim to be protecting democracy.
Because they've never been about protecting anything except their own power and their own wealth. And they will continue doing that. And this, in the vote in the House in Texas, it was 85-6 to issue civil arrest warrants for the 50 AWOL Democrats. Dude, I love it. I don't know how this works out because I don't know Texas law well. I don't know what kind of abilities that Greg Abbott has, but it seems like he's researched it really well with his team.
They anticipated this.
Yeah, they knew it was coming.
This was not we got to look up what we're going to do. It was, this is what we're going to do, and when they run off, this is what we're going to do to them.
Yeah. So it'll be almost entertaining to watch this come down, ticking down to 1 o'clock this afternoon when you're like, okay,
And how ridiculous is it that in the state of Texas, the Democrats now 2 times in the span of 4 years just decide, let's leave so they can't conduct the state's business. Let's go run off to other states.
We're going to fight tooth and nail. That's what they say. We're going to fight Donald Trump tooth and nail. And, of course, they consider Greg Abbott Donald Trump surrogate, which is fine. But they don't fight tooth and nail. They turn tail and run.
Yeah.
And they go to the biggest gerrymandered state in the country, in Illinois, with J.D. Pritzker. Princeton University. This is not my words. This is the words of Princeton University when they did a study about redistricting and district maps across the country. They said Illinois is the worst in America, and that's where they choose to go. Seems a little ironic.
That's the other part that's funny about this. Kathy Hochul in New York. She's, doing the whole, we're going to fight, and you'll see what we're going to unleash. The state of New York, when they had more seats that went over to the Republicans in 2022, already gerrymandered their state in order to eliminate some of those seats in 2024. You already did it.
Yeah, look at this. This is an Illinois map.
Yeah.
This blue streak. It almost looked like a tiger stripe.
Yeah, it looks like a river.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you looked at
this, it
looks
like a river running through the state. You're like, why is that set up that way?
Yeah,
and I wonder why.
And it goes from Urbana all the way to St. Louis in like the most zigzag, gerrymandered way humanly possible. Lowe's is exactly right. It looks like a river cutting through Illinois, and that's where they decided to go.
So we talked about the Voting Rights Act, 1965. The Supreme Court is going to look at this And it stands to reason that when it comes to this gerrymandering or redistricting of these districts based on race is going to go out the window. And then what are the Democrats going to do? You are watching the end of a major political party if we have the strength to stay with it. Because they're out of money, they're out of influence, they have an 18% approval rating, they're on the ropes, they're done.
And then you have them speaking in Illinois going, we're not here to play political games.
You have a Democrat socialist, a pure communist who's looking to run New York. And what is it? Neil Board said it too. Enjoy it.
Yeah, because you're about to get it.
Watch what's going to happen. It's going to be the best example. Bill Maher probably said it correctly. As soon as Mamdani is running New York, J.D. Vance is the president.
No question.
Because it's going to be oh my God, that's what they're doing. Let's make sure that doesn't happen here.
I don't know. And here's the thing. I don't know that my Aunt Peg realizes that the Democrats have embraced socialism, and they did as a party back in 2012. And it continues, obviously, today, probably stronger than ever before. I don't know that she realizes that. I want to know, because she's from New York, I want to know her response when this man is elected and he starts implementing these socialist, communist ideas, what her reaction is going to be. Because she's going to hear socialist and communist and automatically just be like, oh, that's crazy. We can't be socialist and communist.
He just wants to help people, Tug.
Yeah. But that's the thing. She will say that. She will say that, but then just as a person, because socialism and communism is bad, and everybody knows it, she's either going to deflect and say he's not a socialist or a communist, or she's going to have to reject it because she says she does not believe in socialism and communism.
I ended up tweeting this out yesterday. There was members of Mamdani's staff, and they were being interviewed. First off, all four of them, mass. All right, so start there. Then the one who did take his mask off started explaining that there's so much wealth in New York, we're going to be the hub for transgenderism.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
That we'll bring in people from around the country
and pay for it,
who need transitional surgery, and this is what we'll do, and we'll pay for it for them. And you're sitting back going, really? This is the hill you're going to die on, huh?
It is.
Like the Democrats really have decided this is where their bread is buttered.
20 issues. The 20% issues.
It's not, and that's
it's not even that.
It's not even
You're
that.
Right. You're right. Especially that.
It's like
particular.
like a 0.5%.
Yeah. But what I guess I mean is they're taking the wrong side of the issue again, like they do always.
This is, as I put it, this is what happens when the theater kids get control, and similar in a way to the teacher's lounge, but the theater kids are even worse. And then the theater kids, not one of them has ever taken an economic class, and they're going to be running this thing.
But Elizabeth Warren has assured us, Pocahontas has assured us that no people will leave New York because of this. They're going to be just fine with it.
The rich will be out of there tomorrow. I mean, we've already seen people that are like kind of social media influencers that are like, I'm out. Yeah. See ya.
But no, she was with Mamdani talking about how great this is going to be. Said nobody's going to leave.
What was it, Bold Lib?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm going to Florida.
Why would you not?
She's like, it's too crazy here now.
It's nuts when a handle called Bold Lib says, I'm out.
I met 2 police officers, married. Both ladies were like, it's too crazy here. And this was 4 years ago.
Yeah. Can you imagine what it'll be moving forward? So she says communism is the way to go for the Democrats. Pocahontas did. We'll talk about that after the break. And Neil Bortz Report, Fox News Update 2.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3.
Hey everybody, Neil Bortz here. Enjoy today as I spend an hour with Tug and Los in the morning. Just arrived in Atlanta from the Sonoran Desert. Went from 108 degrees to 77. So I'm going to chum the waters a little bit. The first stop, beaches in Naples. We're having a problem. It seems like on the weekends, the hood rats from Miami like to drive across Alligator Alley and visit the Naples beaches. Some of these beaches by Sunday evening are full of garbage. And I think in the near future, you can look for Collier County commissioners to enact a law banning speakers on the beaches. Nobody wants to listen to crap rap. Something else. A week from today, Kamala Harris is coming out with her book. Now, I'm just doing this to remind you because I know all of you are so eager to read about her 107-day or whatever it was presidential campaign. A change in my vernacular. Read something today that rang this bell. It's no longer government education, it's state education. And henceforth, we will start referring to some of these young idiots as state educated. I think that conveys the message a little bit stronger. Plus, more and more in respected newspapers and on TV, I hear respected journalists using the phrase innocent until proven guilty. Sorry, that's wrong. It's presumed innocent until proven guilty, and that only applies to the government. If you want to call somebody a murderer or a thief, you don't have to wait until they're proven guilty in a court of law. Go ahead, call them out. Truth is a defense, just in case they sue you for slander. Okay, back to my retired life. Neil Boortz Extra 106.3.
Securing America.
The deaths of a New Jersey mother and her 11-year-old daughter in an auto accident last week, which was caused by an illegal migrant, is again spurring discussions about sanctuary laws and policies. The suspect, Raul Luna Perez, had been arrested for DUI twice already this year. Todd Lyons is the acting director of ICE.
Had the local jurisdiction just worked with us on those two previous DUI arrests that he had, or even the domestic violence arrest in 2023, ICE would have been able to take that public safety threat out of the community.
Customs and Border Patrol Senior Advisor Ron Vitello says sanctuary policies need to go.
Federal law should trump this scenario.
Vitello adds that the changes at the border make it less likely for those charged with crimes to return.
They will most likely get prosecuted and removed again quickly.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, illegal border crossings are at a record low. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 9 a.m. hour is presented by Southern Exteriors. Quality and precision you can rely on.
They are still out of state. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Democratic Texas lawmakers who took trips to blue states to block a vote in the legislature on a Republican congressional redistricting plan. Governor Greg Abbott tells Fox.
Texas has a right to redraw these lines to fully represent the desires of every voter in the state.
He's threatening to send police to arrest the Democrats to bring them back to Texas as New York and California make threats of their own to do their own redistricting.
California's draft plan has not been made public, but the Associated Press reports that it could boost the Democratic margin in 48 of the state's 52 congressional seats. Democrats currently hold 43 of those seats. Texas lawmakers began redrawing the congressional maps after President Trump said last month that he wanted Texas to create 5 additional Republican seats in order to help the GOP hold on to the House in the 2026 midterm elections.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. 2 days before new U.S. tariffs take effect on imports from dozens of countries, President Trump just told CNBC he might make a change for India.
We settled on 25%, but I think I'm going to raise that very substantially over the next 24 hours because they're buying Russian oil. They're fueling the war machine.
But oil prices have fallen the past few days, and the president also says that could harm Russian leader Vladimir Putin's war machine in Ukraine.
Putin will stop killing people if you get energy down another $10 a barrel. He's going to have no choice because his economy stinks.
The president's given Russia a Friday deadline to agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine or face new economic sanctions. Security officials in Israel will meet today amid reports of a plan to escalate the war against Hamas and then occupy Gaza, where Palestinians say more people were killed today and continued attacks near food distribution sites. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a social media video, called allegations that Israel is starving Palestinian children lies, saying they've sent in tons of food.
In the last few months, that food has not been reaching the Palestinian civilians because Hamas is stealing it.
America's listening to Fox.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
It took 100 years, but finally there's a conservative voice you can trust. Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3.
9:25, we're going to give you a little taste of what you might have missed with Neil Bortz, the talk master. Some of the incredible conversation that we were able to have with him today. It was maybe his best visit yet. He came in firing on all cylinders, just ready to have a good time and talk about the things that matter.
And we gave him a gift.
A huge gift, a wonderful gift that he couldn't quit touching.
So excited. We gave him underwear.
Yes,
It
underwear.
was a 5-pack. And he was very happy.
He said something that about that I was I didn't know about him. We don't talk about underwear a lot with Neil. Maybe the first time, I don't know. He said that he only packs underwear and uses them one time is basically the way he laid it out. He's like, this will do me for 5 days.
Yeah. He was like, it's a 5-pack. I've got it for 5 days.
I usually reuse. I mean, throw it in the washing machine.
Yeah.
Throw it in the dryer.
I get a lot of holes in mine. And
yeah, sometimes I use them too long.
Especially when you're traveling, it's a great move. It's a great
to throw
move.
them away?
No. Just buy a new pack.
Oh.
Because it's such a small, it doesn't take up much of your suitcase.
It never crosses my mind. I mean, it
nice
just seems
fresh
like
pair on vacation.
Yeah.
Well, now he's got 5.
He's got 5 fresh pairs, and was
he was very happy. He said there's a hole in the box.
He's just petting it.
and it's there for you to touch the microfiber.
Yeah, so you know how it feels.
And he kept going this is nice. I'm we got you drawers.
You have to be careful though if you use that move. If you're gonna buy some to go on vacation, you really have to check the box. One year when I went to Bonnaroo, I went out and did that. Got myself a brand new box, 4 or 5 pairs, whatever it is. Bought the size large and didn't think twice about it. Get up there, and about the second day, I'm like, all right, I'm going to have me a shower. Going to give myself a fresh pair on. I went to open the box. There were boys' underwear, not men's underwear.
Oh, no.
Even though it was large. Oops.
Oh,
wasn't large enough.
Disaster.
Oops.
That's a disaster move. How do you bounce back from that? You just wear dirty drawers the whole time?
Commando.
Yeah, there you go.
Uncomfortable at a concert.
Yeah, that does not say, especially Bonnaroo.
Read the labels twice.
That's like July, isn't it? End of June, early July?
June, yeah. It's always the second weekend in June.
Gross.
Yeah, boy, I bet you were swampy.
It was rough.
Yeah, I can tell, man. God, but Neil, he don't got to worry about it. He's set up for 5 days, and he can't wait to show the Queen.
Now he's taken care of. In fact, I really hope he heads back over and he goes, look what they bought me.
Oh, he's going to. There's no doubt in my mind. He was thrilled.
He was so excited.
He was carrying them like it was,
We go. So is that like an unusual gift? He's like, it's a great gift.
Yeah. He was thrilled by it. I have a picture of him leaving the studio. He's got his
in
iPad
tow
and his new
underwear.
drawers. Dude, he was so thrilled by this. I mean, you can tell. When you get older, you've been married almost 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years next year.
Almost 25. You start getting those gifts, right? Stocking stuffers, whatever, is underwear and socks.
My wife bought me a wallet out of nowhere, and it's exactly what I needed, and I was so thankful for it.
Right, absolutely. But it's not a gift that you would think of.
I would never buy it myself.
Yeah, right, exactly. It didn't mean you didn't need it. But it's like those underwear and socks gifts. Like a long time ago, you're like, oh, that's the worst. And then you get to, later in life, and you're like, man, this is the best gift ever. And I'm telling you, Neil wheeled out of here with the biggest smile on his face.
He was like, what a win.
I've seen people walking out of here with Braves tickets that didn't look as excited as he is.
Yeah, they're like, I got to go to the Braves game. He's like, I got 5 new sets of drawers.
Fresh. Fresh. Right out the box.
Fresh. They're in the box still.
I'm going to have to take the tape that they roll them up with off of there. And he is thrilled by it, and we're happy for him. We'll play you a little bit of the meeting with Neil next.
Give you a taste of the freshness.
Yeah, so you get that, and maybe we'll work some of those Neil AI jokes that Front Office Los worked up for him, and to see him smile so big.
To crack Neil Boards up.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
It was, man. And the first couple, he wasn't sure what to think. And
he's like, oh no.
About that third one, he's doubled over. That's funny. I'm going to use that again.
I told Jerry, I was like, let's go to the number 7. It's like, let's play number 7. I think that'll work here.
And it did.
Sure enough, Neil just starts dying laughing. It's shocking. It's a shocking joke.
Yes, it is. It is. It's
like I played it for my wife, and my wife was like, "Oh God."
We still got some more here that didn't make it earlier.
Let's
go one.
AI Bortz.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz?
Yes.
I once asked, so Mickey Mouse, you said you're divorcing Minnie Mouse because she's really silly? Mickey Mouse explained, no, I said she's banging Goofy. I'm laughing because it's funny.
The great.
We had to work in a Disney joke.
Yeah, man, because he loves Disney. He loves Disney and goes often. Do you have one more? We got one more. Okay,
let's see what's
what's left in the grab bag.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz?
Yes.
Bob was mowing his yard when he saw his neighbor walking past with duct tape. Bob asked, what you doing with that tape? His neighbor replied, I'm gonna catch some ducks. Then continued onwards. Later, he returned with ducks wrapped in his tape. The next day, Bob sees his neighbor walking past with a monkey wrench. Bob asks, what you doing with that monkey wrench? He replies, I'm going to catch some monkeys, and continues onwards. Later, he returns with monkeys. The next day, Bob sees his neighbor walking past with some pussyrillos. Bob says, wait, let me get my hat.
I think I heard Matt Ryan tell that years ago when they did what's the HBO
Hard Knocks?
Yes, when they did Hard Knocks with Falcons.
It's such an innocent. That seems like something Matt Ryan would do.
Let me get my hat.
Yeah, seriously, let me join you.
We just ran out of time. Otherwise, we would have gotten to a few more of those.
I know, man.
But didn't want to leave those on the cutting room floor.
Right, and he was so talkative. That's the thing. Neil was so into it. Like, you could just see that he was excited to be back on live radio, because he does it, once a week via the internet from down in
Naples. You don't have that interaction.
Yeah, you don't. And he blossoms when he's in this setting. He just comes alive. You can see it. You can see it on his face. He wears it. And if you were watching on YouTube, I'm sure you saw it as well. You can always watch on the Xtra 106.3 YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe that as well. Just hit the old subscribe button while you're there. We brought this up with him a little bit because he is all in favor of Zohan Mamdani winning the mayorship. Is it the mayorship? Is that the way? Is that the right way of saying that?
Mayor of New York. Yeah. Mayorship.
That he's convinced that he wants to see New York get it and get what they deserve. And my fear, Los, is that they'll get it, and then it's going to destroy the biggest, most beautiful city in America, and then that cancer just spreads because it's going to take a little while before all the wheels get to turning and all the pistons get to firing in the same direction, and then people realize what they've gotten, and then they leave, and then you're left holding the bag.
There are moments that are indicative of when something is completely insane. For instance, when I was telling people in 2020 that BLM is BS, I mean, people were looking at me like it got like 3 heads, and I was like, well, listen, I'm reading off of their charter. This is a communist organization. And yet in 2020, you weren't allowed to say such a thing. Well, in 2020 serves as the best example of, it was BS. In fact, they not only took all your money, then they spent it on themselves.
Mansions and things.
Yeah. That's what they did.
No, that's right.
Yeah, BLM was a scam. It was a scam. It was a scam. It was a scam. And so you have these moments that are indicative where you just say, well, I know what it is. You're just going to have to find out for yourself. Take a listen. This is Elizabeth Warren. And she decided that she's going to campaign on behalf of Mom Donnie. And she decides that let's make sure that the message is very clear.
You know why I'm here? I'm here because affordability is the central issue all over this country. And New York City is proof of that. When someone stands up and says, I will lead this city by making it more affordable. And here are my plans, real plans to deliver on childcare, plans to deliver on housing, plans to deliver. We're going to experiment. We're going to try things on groceries. That is the Democratic message.
That's the Democrat message. We're going to take from one, give to the other. We're going to have the government control the grocery stores. You'll be zoned to which grocery store you go to. You're telling me that what sounds like socialism and communism is the Democrat plan? That's what you're telling me aloud?
What a terrific idea. You're going to have communist-era grocery stores, which, let me just kind of let you in on a little something. No matter where it's been tried, the shelves are empty. No matter where it's been tried over the course of history, the shelves are empty. In fact, one of the great famines that has occurred, and famine is pretty difficult. You got to have like zero food. But one of the great famines that's occurred in the last 100 years was in China, a land where they should have been able to feed everybody. But because of communism, they ended up killing 50 million people.
It's never worked.
Doesn't work. Ever.
Think about how messy the last 4 years have been up until January when Trump was inaugurated. Just all the craziness, the chaos that was the Biden administration. You're telling me those people, because that's who's going to head this up, those people have the capability of running grocery stores. They're going to run everything. They're going to give you free health care. They're going to give you free bus rides. They're going to take care of your kids. You're telling me you believe that. You trust that that is going to happen, because I would not.
Because, again, if you want to have a free public transit system, all right, you're going to be one of the few that actually is trying to move millions of people for free. Right? There's a reason why the subway costs and transit system costs in New York, because it's moving millions of people. If you're going to try and do that for free, you're going to have to tax people at a crazy rate. Like, I remember one of the proposals that they had, when you go into the city and you do work in the city, here is basically your tax for doing anything there. It's the reason why even a guy like Rush Limbaugh was like, I'm no longer doing work in New York.
I'm going to Florida.
I'm going to Florida, and you'll never catch me here ever again. Owned a place there, and they're like, you came in to do work. He's like, no, I didn't. I mean, that's how crazy this ends up turning out to be, and it's only jumped up as far as fervor for let's make it even more socialist.
Think about the way that they want to produce energy. They want to put windmills everywhere. We now know, I think we always knew, but it's been well documented now, windmills, the most expensive form of energy possible. Guess where they're building a bunch of windmills? New York. Another reason things are going to be more expensive, because they're telling you they're going to pay for everything. No, you're going to pay for everything. The taxpayer will pay for everything. This whole debt forgiveness for students, they made it sound, they packaged it so well. We're helping these kids. They came out of college, look at all this debt they have. We're going to take care of it for them. What does that mean? It doesn't mean we. Well, it does mean, actually, it does mean we. We and you, us, we're taking care of it. Are you sick of that? Because I am.
I'm going to give you an alternative view here. Because Elizabeth Warren might have a small hint of genius to her. And you're like, why? What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? The Democrats are out of money. The Democrats are out of influence. The Democrats have an 18-19% approval rating. The Democrats are now in a position where they're going to be losing seats in the House based off of redistricting. The Democrats no longer have a steady flow of illegals coming in to vote for them and to support them. Now she's just promising everything, because that's all they have left.
Those empty promises.
What are you going to tell people? We'll give you everything. That's the only thing they're going to have left. We'll take care of all of it. Childcare, transportation, living wage, whatever. They're going to say whatever they have to. They're going to give you the communist panacea. We're going to give you exactly what it's going to be. You're going to love it. Because what else do they have to offer you? Nothing.
It's what they've always done. This is just in hyperdrive.
Yeah, this is the last. If you've ever played poker, you know the river card, and you're just sitting there betting on the river. You're like, I need that last card to help me. That's what they're doing. They're betting on the river. That river card is like, you know what? I ain't got any outs here. I got to bet on this river card.
Good.
Let's see it.
My back's against the wall.
I'm stuck.
Call. And anybody who believes that, though, can you imagine that there's people that believe that? Because he's polling above 50%.
Sure.
He's likely to win. So that means there are people in New York City that are saying, yeah, this sounds appealing.
This is the danger we talk about with young people.
Yeah, they have no idea what socialism has done. They have no idea what communism has done, which you started the segment with.
Now, we're very fortunate. So I saw some of the numbers, and Clay Travis had a portion of this. Do you know how hard it is now to get into SEC universities?
Yes, because of so many people from all over, specifically the Northeast, trying to get in and actually paying full freight because they're out of state.
They look at it as, here's where freedom is. And at this point now, your acceptance rate is in the 30s, which was not the case even a decade ago. Even 20 years ago, just is unheard of. And so you have this urge to go be in an area where freedom is going to be what it's going to be. I just think it's interesting that there's this mentality with young people where, yeah, you have them in New York that are gravitating towards like, hey, socialism sounds great. Then you have a large amount of the country that goes, that's where freedom is, and that's where I want to be.
Isn't it crazy?
It's different dynamics here.
Isn't it crazy that they're moving south?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the South's always been the dumb. Do they have cars?
Got all them hillbillies.
Do they wear shoes?
Yeah.
Do they have teeth? And now, it's not the dumb Southerners anymore. It's like, oh, wait, the Southerners got it right. They've been right this whole time. Those red states have been right the whole time. Those schools, they got to go watch college football. We were sitting up here in New York, locked down.
I just looked it up because I was kind of curious. You know what Clemson's acceptance rate is at this point? It's 38%.
Because they have so many people.
So many people trying to get in for freedom.
And it just because we're here, University of Georgia, when you're a student, depending on where you are in Metro Atlanta, it is impossible to get into the University of Georgia. It's made it more difficult because so many people are coming to go to UGA. It makes it nearly impossible for so many kids that want to go to Georgia.
32.9%
UGA
acceptance rate.
That's exactly right, man. Unreal. Those dumb Southerners don't seem so dumb anymore, do they? 9 o'clock hours brought to you by Southern Exteriors, your home exterior solution since 1999. 8779 Southern, southernexteriors.co. When we come back, Neil Boards. I want to play you some of the genius that Lowe's put together with the gifts and the jokes, all with the talk master. Get ready to laugh. Get ready to submerge yourself in everything Boards.
When conflicts escalate around the world, don't let the mainstream media scare you into believing their narrative. Get it right with Atlanta's only conservative voice. And trust the Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, The Kimmer Show, and our entire lineup to give it to you straight. Don't buy the fear. Just keep it here. Extra 106.3 FM and the all-new Extra app.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small, honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
Hey, it's Flounder here, and this month at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating love with a full month dedicated to the trend-setting, award-winning designs of Gnome Carver and Crown Ring, two of the most iconic names in bridal jewelry. Whether you're shopping for an engagement ring or wedding bands, we've got the largest selection in Atlanta. Special offers all month long, and every piece is backed by our low price guarantee. Even on Gnome Carter's latest Luna collection featuring a patented pillow comfort interior. And here's something you don't want to miss. Wedding Band Weekend is happening August 15th through 17th for 3 days only. Buy one wedding band, get one half off on all wedding bands in the store. It's the perfect time to find your forever rings. Come see us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, or on Fisher Crossings Drive, Sharpsburg. And you can always shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and click Book Appointment for your private consultation with one of our expert jewelers.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog and our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or VanSantLaw.com.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and if you have been injured in a car crash, it's going to be harder than ever to get insurance companies to treat you fairly. What you need is a real lawyer on your side, not some phony TV or billboard lawyer who doesn't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 straight years, and we try cases and we win. We get results for our clients. Call me, get in touch, Hagan-Law.com. We are real lawyers who will win your personal injury case.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chevy.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Thanks for Tuesday, August 5th. Derek Dooley, former Tennessee football coach and son of the late Vince Dooley, has entered his name in the Georgia Senate race. Dooley joins current U.S. Congressman Mike Collins and Buddy Carter as the Republicans looking to unseat current Democratic Senator John Ossoff. Governor Brian Kemp has said that he will support Dooley for the GOP nomination. With about a month left in the summer driving season, Georgia gas prices are holding steady at $2.91 per gallon. That's 38 cents lower than this time last year. The national average rose slightly to $3.15 per gallon. Amazon has purchased a 985-acre development site south of Atlanta along I-75. No official word from Amazon yet, but reports say the land could be used for a data center. Amazon paid $270 million for the land. And as students head back to class in Cobb County, they're joined by some four-legged friends helping to keep students safe. 8 canine units trained specifically to detect weapons and explosives have been deployed across the school district. They'll rotate through different campuses throughout the school year. Today's weather, cloudy and the rain continues with temperatures in the high 60s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Our guest today, who's usually with us on the phone or over the internet from Naples, the talk master, Neil Bortz in studio. Also joined by Roddy from CPAPs, et cetera, in Alpharetta, who Neil endorses, and Neil credits with saving his life, man. It's always good to have him. His daughter's here with us as a Georgia Tech student. So we got. Who
is not studying gender studies, by the way.
Probably the smartest person in the room based on what she's studying.
Well, she's studying chemistry, and I had to take every chemistry class twice just to get a passing grade.
You know, the other thing maybe people don't realize about Georgia Tech, when one of the big media outlets did a study on the universities with the most freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Auburn University, number one in the nation.
Really good.
Most freedom of speech. Dead last, Harvard University.
No surprise.
And you know,
what a shocker!
Georgia Tech was in the top 10.
What
Freedom
about
of
Emory?
Speech on I don't recall seeing Emory. I'm sure they were in there somewhere.
Well, Emory
probably toward the bottom.
Well, Emory Hospital and Emory Medical saved my wife's life, so I have
okay, all right,
great affection for.
Sure,
for
I
Emory.
understand. I don't know where they fell as far as freedom of speech, but I was proud of those Yellow Jackets.
Remember before the 2016 election, I think it was, or whatever. One election when people took chalk and wrote the word Trump on some sidewalks around Emory. Did you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And oh my God, they called out the mental health.
It was a microaggression.
For the students.
So silly.
Oh, are you okay?
I saw something written in chalk.
Somebody wrote Trump on his. Oh,
by the way, think of that.
Do we have to hospitalize you?
For as long as Neil was doing the syndicated show, the fact that they would have to come up with terms like microaggression. Could you imagine, like, in the 90s, you're
Unreal.
like, so everybody, just so you know, 20 years from now, they're going to come up with microaggression, which means it's a little thing, but it's going to hospitalize you.
Listen, I have a PhD in microaggression.
I bet you're more macro.
Oh,
Yeah. No, there's no microaggression.
Exactly right. We've got a great game that Los has come up with to play with Neil Bortz. Los, take it away, man.
Yeah, so, and this was back in the past. We've been...
I have a lot of past.
Well, we've been experimenting with AI Neil Bortz, and this is kind of the growth of AI. We have used it to try a couple of different things. For instance, when the radio station was having all the promos with you on them and talking about, like, here's what's going on, and it'd always be like, Neil Bortz, 106.3. We decided to create our own AI Neil Bortz and to have him talk about some crazy stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard this one, but take a listen.
Did you know the Earth is flat? Yes, NASA has been lying to you for all of these years. Government lying to you, imagine that. So Donna and I took the board ship out to the ocean, determined to sail to the end of the Earth. That's the place where the polar ice caps hold the Earth together and keep it from spilling out into space. You know what we found when we got there? A little island where the society grows pineapples. And those pineapples are very helpful in my neighborhood these days. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
It's just the most random.
Well, you know, I had a thought last night about the flat Earth people.
What did you think?
See?
Yeah.
Okay, they think the Earth is flat and has a dome over it.
Yes.
Right.
Who does maintenance on that dome?
I guess.
What happens if there's a crack? Who fixes it?
There's a Netflix documentary where it has them. It's called like Behind the Curve. They're just lonely people. That's all. They just want a community. In the way that, listen, I find sports people like SEC football. Hey, we're all in this together. That's all they are, Neil. They're just lonely people.
Behind the Curve.
Yeah, Behind the Curve is the Netflix. I don't know if it's still there. I'll see if I can.
Do you have
find
Netflix
it for you.
so you can look it up and watch it?
I have some dear friends.
Yeah, he
in
does. He's
Atlanta
got Poop Cruise.
who've bought into that.
Oh, they believe they're flat earthers.
They do. There's a big ice wall that surrounds this thing.
Well, yeah. I mean,
well, what's on the bottom?
I don't have any idea.
In that documentary, they go to different conferences and they all just hang out with one another. That's all.
And
It's
have
just
drinks.
It's just a bunch of lonely people. This is what they have found.
But
That's all.
isn't that what most of the conspiracy theorists like that? Isn't that what they're all looking
that's
for?
what liberals think conservatives are like.
Right, they did, but then now we are the majority. I mean, common sense has made a comeback, and so they're in the minority by crazy amounts. I mean, the approval ratings.
By the way, I'm changing my voter registration
to
a Republican.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Interesting.
this first time ever? He's always been libertarian.
Well, I'm registered libertarian.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So
if it's good enough for Sydney Sweeney, by God, it's good enough.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. Good for her. And did you see, we figured out why they hate Sydney Sweeney. So it had nothing to do with the genes, nothing to do with the ad. She's a registered Republican. That's why they hate her. And did you see the video of her with the 9mm? She looked like she looked like she belonged in the army.
She was cycling that thing pretty quickly.
She was amazing.
Well, there's a place called Deep Lake down there near Naples, and I take my 1911 out there all the. By the way, I see your bag back here with the AR in it.
Oh, see, you weren't supposed to notice, Neil.
You can't help it.
We have to protect the building.
We love to shoot steel. Ever shoot steel?
I don't believe I have.
That's steel targets.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Yes, I have. A summer ago, up in right where North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina kind of come together. Most people don't realize there's mountains in South Carolina. Friend has a place over there, and they have an outdoor range, and it's got steel targets.
Yeah.
And it's loud too when it hits.
Clank, clank,
clank,
clank.
clank. Yeah, it's great. It's
very,
great.
very rewarding.
Yes, sir, it is.
So we tried a little bit of a different thing when it came to AI Neil Bortz. We started feeding it all of your jokes. All of your jokes that you always throw out in your commentaries. You always throw out like good, funny commentary.
Don't you tell no stories. No. You know what you're doing.
So we have now, as it's grown, it's evolved. It's now been spitting this sort of stuff back at us. Take a listen.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? What kind of bees make milk? Boobies.
Oh, come on.
Laughing hysterically. I am no Nate Bargatze, that's for sure.
Did that not work?
That's perfect.
I was kind of thinking it just keeps coming up with different ones.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? How did Burger King get Dairy Queen pregnant? He forgot to wrap his Whopper.
Oh!
I'm laughing because it's funny. AI created these jokes?
These are all AI created.
Yeah.
Can you tell when my commentaries are written by?
About every other.
There's always going to be that aspect right now of AI where it doesn't have the same soul.
Yeah, you can just
tell. It doesn't
have
that same energy.
Yeah, it says it, but there's no life behind it. I mean, you can obviously tell that when you hear
it sounds kind of like you, but it doesn't have your panache. It doesn't have that energy.
AI is so... I told AI, I said, when my granddaughter got her driver's license, I said, create a picture of my granddaughter driving I'm not going to mention what kind of car she drives, but create the picture. And I created it and sent it to my granddaughter. Nice AI, Grandpa.
Well, at least she knew immediately.
But they put her on the wrong side of the car.
Well, that's so cool.
Yeah, see,
she's so lovely,
that's
too.
the issue with AI. It's always just a little bit off right now.
And that just looks like she's in London somewhere driving because she's on the side. Maybe that's it. What a cool picture, though.
Oh, yeah. AI just said, can you send us a picture of your granddaughter? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Now we'll put her in the... I forgot to say, she's not in Britain. They put her on the wrong side of the car.
I got a kick out of putting Tug in all sorts of crazy scenarios. I would just send him pictures of just like, here's Tug doing this, here's Tug, and it. In fact, I took one picture where I asked it to make a cartoon version of Tug, and then I sent it to him, and he was like, "That's really sharp. I'm going to use that on my radio show."
Good. It did. I was really.
He's like, I'm going to use that on my radio show.
Absolutely,
it's going to get out of control, guys. Let me hear another one of the Bortz jokes. Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? What do you get when you cross human DNA with goat DNA? You get kicked out of the petting zoo. I'm the most fun at parties. Okay, that one's funny.
The goal has been accomplished. We're making Neil laugh.
That one is...
we got him.
AI Neil.
AI Neil Bortz got him.
So good.
He's going to leave. He's going to be like, I got to tell you.
Use that one.
That's right. Yeah, that won't be... That's going to show up on Facebook somewhere or on one of his social networks.
What did you do? You fed my voice to them, I guess.
Yeah.
And then said, make a joke out of it.
And it only asked... It asked for 30 seconds. And so now the scammers are picking this sort of stuff. Like you were the first person who said you need to come up with a password to be able to share with your family. It is wild how much it's now able to mimic what the voices are supposed to sound like.
Well, there's one out there says speak a few words here, and then we're gonna put create a recording of you singing, and I can't sing.
I don't believe that.
No, I cannot.
All right.
No.
Oh, it'll make you.
Yeah, we can turn you into a singer.
But I created. I asked it to create the song with my voice of that country hit. I'm Gonna Love You Forever, and I created that for my wife.
Oh,
sweet.
I know that's gooey, isn't it?
No, it's
Forever
fine.
Never Amen. You talking about the Randy Travis song? What song are you talking about?
Yeah, Randy Travis.
So
God,
good.
what a great voice that man had.
And they've just released a new song with Randy Travis done through AI with a song that he was going to be a part of.
Yeah.
You got the last one of those? Do we got time?
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? Why did the sperm cross the road? Oh, nice. Because I put the wrong socks on this morning.
Oh! Oh, I don't know where to go with that.
You're welcome, Atlanta.
1 out of 5 ain't bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We got to laugh out of you once. That's all that matters.
Is my wife? No, she's okay.
Yeah, we got about 4 more minutes.
Yeah, and you've got underwear, so
And you got underwear, yeah,
So
yeah.
it'll cover your onus.
Boy, she'll be glad to see that.
Yeah, You want her to cover the onus too?
Yeah, she'll be cover the what?
The onus.
The onus.
Yeah, cover your onus.
My onus? What the hell are you talking about?
You don't remember us bringing that up one time before?
No.
So we had a scenario, and this has been going on for years, where one guy I used to work with, he would mix up metaphors on a regular basis, and for some reason he thought that the term was the anus is on you
instead of the onus.
And so everyone was like, the what? And so now it's just become this thing on this show where it's like, well, cover up your onus, or the anus is on you to take care of this.
Well, you heard me talk about my daughter the other day.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, what tell me about that horse. What horse? Well, you're always saying the horse you rode in on. What horse is that? But Nate, do you know Nate Bargatze?
Yeah.
No, he's very funny.
He's funny.
Clean.
Very funny guy.
He does a whole bit on one fell swoop. He had a whole bit about his wife said, well, I want to do this in one fell swoop. And so he takes off on that phrase, and it's hilarious. The guy's, I just love him.
He's great. And the fact that he doesn't cuss, I mean, he's
pretty straight.
He's clean cut. Yeah. And that doesn't exist a lot anymore.
He's going to ruin himself, though.
Why do you think
so?
that?
He's going to do a sitcom.
Yeah,
Leanne Morgan's doing that right now.
Yeah.
Do you like her?
I do.
I do too, but that sitcom's awful. As funny as she is, and I love her.
That was a 90s mentality that people wanted to get into stand-up to then get the sitcom.
No, listen, he's making enough money with the stand-up. Leave the sit. No, he's going to hurt himself with this.
Yeah, leave it alone.
I don't know who's advising him, but it's bad advice.
Now, if you do watch, when it comes to Shane Gillis, Tires on Netflix, okay.
Oh, yeah. So is that one okay?
That's an extension.
Okay.
I mean, it's body, it's crude, it's funny.
Yes,
I was like, but that's the deal. It's like you go do a sitcom, and then suddenly you're not doing your act anymore.
Yeah.
Well, there's one woman, brunette comic, Leanna something on. Oh my.
Leanna,
no, don't. If you put it on your computer, some of it might leak on the air. You don't want to do that. No,
okay,
no.
All right, got it. Yeah, I tell you, it's. Are there when you look back at your time on the radio for so many years, influencing so many people and talking to so many people, are there listeners that you connected with that you became maybe more? Listeners became friends.
Became good friends. Yeah. There were some, not a lot.
Yeah,
because I'm not. I'm not fun to know.
That's right. I don't believe that.
But true. But there were some. But you know who was never a listener?
Who's that?
Ever.
Who?
Never. Donna.
Yeah, my wife does not listen to any programming.
Same here.
No.
Whether it was sports or over here, my wife has never been a listener.
So now she'll hear me do a commentary. So like right now when we're in a hotel room and I record a commentary, and then immediately she starts picking my commentary apart.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is, God, girl, I'm so glad you never listened to me on the radio.
Yeah.
But the
we
question
wouldn't have made it 53 years.
The bigger question is, she right though?
No,
of course not.
Well, okay, so here's the problem I have with this as well, because I'll be 20 years next year with my wife, and she will hear a small portion of something I brought up. And then, and keep in mind, I've been thinking about it probably for 2 or 3 days. I've probably did a little bit of research. I've probably dug into it the same way that Neil does as well. And suddenly, she wants to talk about it like she's the expert. Even if it's just like a little 10-second snippet that she wants to bring up. I'm like, no, you have not earned it. I don't want to hear about it.
Well, I better be very careful never to bring up the idea that perhaps global warming is not all man-made.
Yeah, right. You mean the environment and the climate's been changing?
Don't even
since
hint
the
that the sunspot activity could be very harsh right now.
Yes.
Don't bring that up.
No, definitely not. Neil, we better get you out so we can get you wife fed. But we want you to take those as a parting gift.
I really,
Is that the most odd gift?
This is a home run.
They're the greatest underwear on the market, I'm telling you.
How many pair in here? 1,
5.
So you got 5 days
of them.
Just enough to get me back home.
That's right. They're so comfortable. You'll love them.
You don't know how happy that makes
Puma
us.
underwear.
Oh, by the way, don't ever try to shave with a Harry's razor.
Oh, are they not up to par?
They're not working.
They're not there?
It's like trying to shave with a grizzly bear's paw.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah,
Boy, there goes that endorsement.
They push those pretty hard.
Oh, they're horrible.
We're never going to get a Harry's.
Why did I bring that up? Well, they're just so bad you have to mention it.
Okay, well, then look at there.
Well,
Neil's
the
just
Puma
laying
underwear is good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now that's the really good stuff. Now we know the really bad stuff.
That's right. Your wife's going to go, oh.
They have a pretty hefty cod piece on
Yes,
them.
yeah. You'll be well taken care of.
Yeah.
And they're
Okay,
very
everybody.
soft and comfortable.
Everybody, Google cod piece.
If you'd like.
And then Merkin after that. Just look up Merkin.
Not at work.
Then
No, don't look up Merkin.
Oh, my gosh. What a disaster and an amazing experience with the Talkmaster Neil Ports. Genius. It's absolute genius.
That's a good day.
Neil, is this an awkward gift, these underwear? No.
It's a home run.
What are you talking about?
I gave that man underwear and he was happy.
That's right.
Love it.
Thrilled. He said he's got 5 days worth. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show with J.D. Vance and his good advice for the left regarding the American Eagle Outfitters Sydney Sweeney ad. I believe that he's given advice to the left, but he is next on Extra.
The Morning Extra on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM.
Good morning, it's Los. Let's talk about True Prep, 1000 Cobb Parkway in Marietta. When it comes to being prepared, it's nice that you have. It's not like you have to just strictly go online and have to go to a place you don't know about. True Prep is your one-stop shop in your own backyard. That is how cool it is when it comes to being prepared for any situation. Again, I'm big into the food. They have all the camping equipment that you could possibly come up with. And then also when it comes to your own defense. Personal property, yourself, your family, guns and ammunition at great prices, and also the workshops. That's really the next level when it comes to True Prep. Not only can you get what you need at the store, but then you can also get the education that you're looking for. Coming up on August 24th, they're going to have another one. Just had one in July. Just had one this past Sunday. It's the first-time gun buyers prep course. This is where they match you up with the right firearm for your needs, what you're looking for when it comes to home defense, or maybe you're looking for something when you're out and about. They then also show you how to take care of that firearm and also properly store that firearm. It is one of those deals where if you have somebody who's looking into this, maybe the first time that they're ever going to purchase a firearm, great workshop to put them in so that they're ready, they're prepared, and they have that level of confidence. Go to TruePrep.com. That's TRUPrep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow with True Prep.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Yeah, my political...
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Tuesday, August the 5th. The Atlanta Braves dropped the opening game of their 3-game series at home against the Milwaukee Brewers last night. 3-1 the final from Truist Park. Tonight, it'll be Joey Wentz on the mound for the Braves. Freddie Peralta be on the mound for the Brewers. First pitch is set for 7:15. You can hear that game on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, Falcons training camp continues today. Just has been going on this entirety of this week. Another practice at 9:30 in the morning from Flowery Branch. But at the end of the week, the Falcons will play their first preseason game this Friday as they host the Detroit Lions. With the sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
I realize there are many choices when it comes to who you choose for your cell phone service, and there are new ones popping up all the time. But here is the truth. There is only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American that believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that is Patriot Mobile. Not only are they leading the way in the new economy, but Patriot Mobile also outgains the competition when it comes to technology. Patriot Mobile is one of the only carriers with access to all 3 major U.S. networks. That means exceptional nationwide coverage, along with the ability to have multiple numbers on different networks on a single smartphone. This is a game changer. They also offer unlimited data plans, mobile hotspots, international roaming, internet backup, and so much more. Switching is now easier than ever. Activate in minutes from the comfort of your own home. You can keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. It's time to make the switch today. Go to patriotmobile.com/Beck or call 972-PATRIOT. Use the promo code Beck for a free month of service. patriotmobile.com/Beck, 972-PATRIOT.
Bullet points. I'm Eben Brown. How much longer will we have the National Firearms Act? The 1934 law not only placed heavy restriction on automatic firearms, it allowed the federal government to consider items like suppressors and short-barreled rifles as needing intense regulation, meaning in many cases the need to spend a lot of money to acquire them and be subjected to more intense background checking than the standard instant check. The NFA background check and approval can take months. But President Trump's big, beautiful bill, now law, lowered the tax on short-barreled rifles and suppressors to nothing, $0. And so now the NRA, the Firearms Policy Coalition, the Second Amendment Foundation, and other parties are suing, saying that since there's no tax to be paid on these items now under the National Firearms Act, there's no reason to record the purchases and transfers of those items. The law would still require the background check, however. And those are your bullet points. I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
I'm Chad Pergram with the Speaker's Lobby. William Shakespeare wrote about the winter of our discontent in Richard III. The line which follows that famous quotation suggests a grim winter morphed into a glorious summer. Well, that glorious summer may have dissipated for House Republicans. 2025 is now the summer of discontent for Republicans. The party is cleaved over the Epstein files. Or as the Bard might say, to release or not to release, that is the question. Many Republicans want the Epstein issue to disappear, but there's a cohort of conservative House Republicans well tapped into the MAGA base who are apoplectic that the Trump administration hasn't coughed up the files. That group of lawmakers represents a core component of the Trump coalition, and it's growing more disaffected by the day. Democrats were more than happy to egg on the Epstein file effort, especially since some Republicans were upset with House Speaker Mike Johnson about how GOP leaders handled the Epstein issue. And a dispute over the Epstein files blocked Republicans from addressing other legislative issues, so the House left slightly early for its August recess. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
The libtards, if you will, they need to pay their fair share. So earning 26% of the income and then paying 46% of all the income taxes, that's just not fair. Complete dumbassery.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Today's show's flown so by. It has gone so quickly and it's been so fun. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you being here for it. But there is one thing we need to get to before we turn this thing over to Beck and Clay and Buck and the local afternoon show with the Kim Repeat and Flounder, 3 until 6. Babylon B. Federal judge orders Sydney Sweeney to gain 100 pounds and get one of those butch haircuts. This is right. That's some advice. And then Jennifer Say, who runs the XXXY Athletics, used to be with Levi's.
Yes.
She has posted a picture of the Wall Street Journal ad today. And this is the headline. American Eagle ad confuses some. Her reply, all seems pretty straightforward. Hot girl, looks hot, in jeans. Done. I mean, what is there to confuse?
What more is there to be confused about?
Enter J.D. Vance.
It's just because it's not a man.
Yeah, I guess.
If it was a man pretending to be a woman in jeans, you'd be like, oh.
This is the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, so progressive.
Yeah, I know,
It's so
right?
forward-thinking.
Look how we are.
Nah, listen, I like my women like women and hot.
Yeah, that's it. It's pretty easy. J.D. Vance, he's got some good advice for the left regarding this Sydney Sweeney ad. And let me tell you, the left, they've gotten it so wrong on this.
Yeah, my political advice to the Democrats is continue to tell everybody who thinks Sydney Sweeney is attractive is a Nazi. That appears to be their actual strategy. I mean, it actually reveals something pretty interesting about the Dems, though, which is that you have like a normal all-American beautiful girl doing like a normal jeans ad, right? They're trying to sell jeans to kids in America, and they have managed to so unhinge themselves over this thing. And it's like, you guys, did you learn nothing from the November 2024 election? Like, I actually thought that one of the lessons they might take is we're going to be less crazy. The lesson they have apparently taken is we're going to attack people as Nazis for thinking Sydney Sweeney is beautiful. Great strategy, guys. That's how you're going to win the midterm, especially young American men.
Their course correction lasted about 30 seconds.
That's right. Lasted 30 seconds. Somehow has gotten even crazier. But again, it's just so much of the Democrats is oriented around hostility to basic American life.
It's so true, man.
Man, he's going to be good in 2028.
Yes, he is. He's
Put him on the trail. He is going to dominate.
And don't listen, like you said. Just continue the course. Sydney Sweeney has skyrocketed American Eagle stock by 20%, worth nearly $400 million. Stores are selling out across the country. They made a good choice. They made a good decision. And these people melting down is actually proof of the good decision.
So the left made it a point to go after masculinity and young men and tell them there was something wrong with them. And that is why those men have moved way over to our side. They can care about climate change. They can care about the issues that they want to care about. They're not crazy about, caring one way or another about gay marriage. What they do care about is, am I a man? Are you trying to crap on me for that? And that's it. That's what it really comes down to. And so to have something that makes regular young men get excited about regular young women and to have it bastardized and turned into something wrong with them, it's just another one of those scenarios where how does the left gain traction if they can't admit, why don't we let young men be young men?
They'll never... Because that makes too much sense.
They can't.
They're not going to be able to do it.
They have this rejection of it. They try to pretend like they put on a mask for a little while of, no, we're all about men. We're fine with young men. We're trying to get young men to listen to us.
We're going to talk to them. We're going to spend $20 million to talk to them.
We're going to go to frat houses and talk to them. Damn that Sydney Sweeney, Nazi.
That's right.
It's like you couldn't play the game long enough.
But, you brought up some of the other issues that the left are crazy about and that... that we may or may not, but it just depends on, where you stand's fine. But let's take climate change just for an example. That message is going to unravel too, because they've seen now, oh, wait, they lied to us about this and they told us because we like Sydney Sweeney, we're Nazis too. Oh my gosh. Wonder what else they're lying to us about. Wonder what else they're not telling us the truth about. And then when you go back and you listen to John Kerry, Al Gore, Barack Obama about climate change. Oh, we're not even going to have a shoreline in 5 years.
We keep building.
Yet we keep building houses, those really, really nice, expensive mansions on the coast. What else begins to unravel because of their craziness, their chaos, the fact that they can't speak normally to people? The rest of it begins to unravel too, I believe.
What I find incredibly intriguing right now is what is happening now that we're no longer paying for it. The left was surviving off of our tax dollars and NGO filtered money that was coming from USAID. Now that we're starting to see some of this stuff dry up, there's a reason why you have the DNC are claiming, hey, we don't have any money. So how do you push your message when you don't have any money? Because no one's paying for it. No one's handing over. Everyone's like, when is George Soros going to step up and give him $1 billion? It's not happening.
Why would he?
Because
he knows it's a waste of money at this point.
Because it was always about using your money against you. Now that it's not happening, good luck. Good luck. Really enjoy trying to win.
Bouncing back is going to be problematic for them.
And if we can lock up some Texas Democrats for not doing their job, that'd be kind of cool too.
Or some Russia hoaxers. Seems like there's a possibility of both happening.
They're coming down.
Absolutely.
Stay on the aggressive tilt here.
It will be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch, man. That'll do it for us. Thank you for being here. We're going to get you to listen to the rest of the day for great conservative content. Beginning next with Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and then, the local afternoon show. Legendary voice of the Kimmer Peterson here on Extra 106.3 for Los and Dre. I'm Tug. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kimmer Show, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.